It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I'm just a listener out here, and I just wanted to give you an opinion, if you don't mind. It's an awful show.
With free beer.
I really don't know many people at all that listen to the morning show, the Free Beer and Hot Wings.
Hot Wings.
It's just an awful show. It's boring, and I'm just bummed out because I want to listen to tunes in the morning.
Eric Zane.
I know a lot of other people that are also disappointed in the fact that they have to listen to this. They don't get to listen to tunes till 10. It's an awful show.
Producer Joe.
So I just thought I'd pass my opinion on, and I hope that you cancel Free Beer and Hot Wings one of these days, because it's an awful show.
And Steve.
It's really dumb. It's an awful show.
Morning, it is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. I'm Hot Wings, along with Eric Zane, Producer Joe, and Producer Steve. Free Beer not in the building today, as he had a later in the afternoon football game to broadcast. The Lions and the Bears yesterday at Soldier Field.
Yeah.
So if he were to have gotten in, he would have gotten in super late last night. So he chose wisely just to sit this one out today.
I'm sure
travels back.
Probably not going to be too much discussion on any national radio shows about the Lions versus the Bears.
Oh my God!
I mean, just because it's the Lions versus the Bears.
Yeah.
But what I saw of that game, which wasn't much, it seemed like the Lions would get the ball, and then they would throw it, and then the Bears would catch it and run it in for a touchdown, and then the Bears would kick off, and then the Lions would throw it, and then the Bears would catch it and run it in for a touchdown, and then that's about it.
That was pretty much how it went.
How many times did that happen? Was that the game plan? Just throw it to those guys in the orange shirts?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently Stafford is colorblind.
What was the score? 100-0?
It ended up being 37-13, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least 2 of the interceptions were run back for touchdowns. I know that. I think they turned the ball over 4 times.
Holy cow. Was there a temper tantrum by Stafford?
I don't know. I'm sure there was, probably after the 4th pick. I'm sure there was a helmet slam or something. But
and then I guess the Lions would get a field goal maybe, and then they'd kick it, and Stafford, Hester would run it all the way back for a touchdown.
Yeah, it was pretty much all big plays.
What the hell?
It was absurd. I saw a lot of bits and pieces of the game.
Yeah.
I had it on in the background while I was doing other things, and every time I turned around to do something, I'd hear the crowd go bananas, which I knew was bad for the Lions because it was played in Chicago.
No.
And every time I turn around, I'm like, am I seeing a replay? No, that's a different dude.
Now, we need to make something clear. Because on this show specifically, I had made cracks about, Lions are going to beat the Packers. Lions are going to beat the Packers.
Yeah.
Now, the Lions were 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 during that time frame. Deep down, I knew that things would somehow go haywire. And I kind of indicated that they're doing great, but
yeah,
they're 1-3 since they were 5-0.
Right.
This is all expected.
This is pretty normal stuff.
Right.
For the Detroit
We're well
Lions.
on our way to a 7-9 or an 8-8 year.
Because it was only a couple of years ago, wasn't it, where they went 6-2?
6-2. Then they lost the rest of their games.
Yeah. And
then the next year lost all of those games.
Right.
So it's all good. I mean, it's cool. If the season ended without another win, it's still a huge, successful season.
So they won like 13 games in a row. Unfortunately, it was split between another season and preseason, which don't matter in this season. So, apparently the wheels are coming off a little bit.
Okay, now Steve indicated to me that the flashback that we are going to do, that we do typically at the last break of this hour, is the Rice Krispies incident.
Yeah.
That happened a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
And that is me. This is difficult. Because that was when I was really, really aggressively angry all the time towards my wife. So whenever I've mellowed over the years for some reason. And, because of that, that understanding that I now have with my wife, when I hear myself have these temper tantrums about my wife, oh, God, It's not a good thing, so I'm going to make sure to turn the volume on my headphones down all the way.
Do you want to change it? We can switch the flash
dude, it's good. Don't even sweat it. Those days are long gone.
Those are old days.
Those days are long gone. Probably a good idea to remind me that I was once. Well, I am a dickbag, but probably even more so.
But less so to your wife now, which is
That's
good.
the key.
That is
key. I can be an idiot to anybody I want to except her. I think it's fair to say.
Which is good, because at this stage in the game, well, you'd be pretty much alone forever if it fell apart. Because, I mean, you've crossed that threshold now. You ain't cool anymore.
No kidding, man. And that couldn't have been typified, or there couldn't have been more examples of that more than when we were in Nashville at the event on it was Friday night, the Buzz Rock Girls Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Steve. Now, we were all there. Now, Joe, before we get into more details about this, we might have to spread this out over 2 breaks.
Yeah.
I had a good indicator, would be staying late and hanging out with people as soon as Run DMC's It's Tricky came on.
Yeah, dude.
And Joe started dancing.
I heard
he
that.
started a Cabbage Patch.
In like DJ Qualls in Road Trip, dude. Just flailing around. At that point, it was party time.
Well, yeah, it was weird because, see, I don't pay attention to whether or not you guys are drinking or not.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't really register.
Well, that, and I've been elusive most of the night. I've been from one place to the other, running from a whore and a...
You really were, man.
Yeah. I mean, I had
some indication that there was something going on, but you were running from that, and maybe more on that later too.
Yeah, I think there will be more on that. I think there's a few things to share from that
maybe
night
a little
that can
early,
definitely be a whole break.
Maybe a little. Well, what's that, Joe?
Maybe a little bit earlier in the show
for wellness sake.
Yeah,
there's a litany of reasons why it's good to discuss these stories of weird nature early in the day.
Yeah, for sure.
But so I don't know if Joe's drinking or not. I don't know if anybody's drinking. Turns out everybody was having a few, because I could tell by the jokes, the aggressive nature of the jokes started to pick up.
Oh my gosh, man! And I mean, it's been noted a time or two how I will have a few at some of these events, but that wasn't me this weekend. In the course of the entire time we were there, I had 3 beers.
Right.
So I mean, not even the remotest of a buzz. No speech impediments, nothing. No over talkativeness or anything. But Joe and Free Beer were enjoying themselves a lot, as was our friend Adam Wilbur, who was representing the show from the network side.
Yeah,
who was joining us there.
He's the guy who
Media
with you
Networks.
guys.
Yeah,
Adam,
he was out at that.
Adam was there,
He's
and he's
slugging back whiskeys.
Man, he was. He had like 6 doubles or something.
And he drinks them like a man, just whiskey.
He does.
He sips it.
Don't even put him on rocks, friend.
Leave it to a Jew to take all the fun out of being a Jew.
Oh, he was putting all the fun into being a Jew.
He was the most fun Jew ever. Dude, those guys, it was crazy. I didn't expect that either. I didn't see Adam for 1 minute of the festivities, but
here's the funny thing, dude. I went into that night and I said, I'm not going to...
Get a life, Jews.
I'm not going to buy a beer. I'm not going to buy anything.
Jews.
That, dude.
Oh, man.
That didn't make a difference because, well, it was shot by night, dude. And I couldn't get away from everybody. So I had to eventually take some shots. But, had I taken all of them, it would have been a disaster.
I wasn't aware of it until you started referring to women who were the Buzz Rock Girl finalists. When they came up on stage for their bikini, you were referring to their bikini tops as tea covers, but you didn't say tea. You said a word that rhymes with hit.
I can't
take
nice
tea covers.
Who said that first? I can't take
no, it was you.
Credit for that.
And then Hot Wings took it and ran. I think. I don't know.
I don't remember.
That was a Hot Wings invention.
Really?
No, I didn't say that first.
Man.
I did not say that first.
Well,
that might have been.
That was genius.
Might have been
That
Free
was
Beer.
mine.
I don't know, but
Oh, I don't know, man. But all I know is I was not with you three. I was next to the damn steps, and I would introduce them. Here comes Megan.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my job. My job, Steve, is to go, here comes Holly. Here
the
comes
MC.
Megan. Here comes Nicole. I got no other. I'm virtually A.T. Eric when it comes to comedy at this point. And for some reason, I was uncomfortable as hell with the whole setup of come on, let's look at the chicks. I don't know. I'm just into being smart ass all the time. But I was afraid that we weren't doing enough. But I should have known that there was plenty going on because of the three musketeers of insults across from me. Who, even if they said a joke to a chick who, oh God, it's all a blur because they said some things that were absolutely insulting, and the chick would blame me. They'd say them and they'd turn around and point at me, and I'm like, well, I didn't do it. I didn't say it.
Well,
it didn't even come out of my mouth.
And the amazing thing was, now, some of the comments were over the top, but some of them I thought were not. I made one of the first comments.
Right.
It was this girl that came up, Jamie. Hot. I mean, she was really attractive.
Well, they were all hot,
but
sure.
she was wearing one of the tiniest bikinis on earth.
Right.
And it appeared to be a bit chilly to her.
Well, yeah. Okay.
And
I know
so
exactly.
So she comes up, and I said, "Hey, if anybody needs any glass cut," and she turned to me and she covered her boobs up, like the whole. And I'm thinking, you're up here prancing in front of a bunch of drunk dudes, and I make a nipple comment.
Yeah. To me,
and that made you uneasy.
You can't. You see, you can't roll the dice with jokes when girls are nearly nude in front of a bunch of guys, man.
They're all riding imaginary ponies on stage.
Yeah.
Prancing around, shaking their rear ends and bouncing their boobs, but you make a nipple crack about how you can kind of see them because it's
See, that's the only reason we were there. We're not we're not people who do pageants.
Right.
That was my job, and I figured, well, I don't care what these women think. We're going to do it.
So the DJ takes over when the band's done playing. Girls are off the stage. This kicks. I see Joe starting to cabbage patch, bust a move.
Yep. Doing her little running man.
Yeah.
And I knew you were going to be staying out. But one of the reasons why I ask, and maybe we'll get into it in the next break, is was there some crazy knife, a guy whipping around a knife at the end of the night? Did you know about this, Joe?
No.
Because Dean, Phil
I don't know anything about it.
said that there was, Phil says to me, I go, Steve, or I said to Phil, what, so how was it? And he goes, man, when you mix old guy rock crowd and club crowd together and booze, it's always a problem. I've seen it a million times. And I go, what happened? He goes, well, some guy got pissed off and he was whipping around a knife at people. And it spilled out onto the road, right out in front of the Red Rooster in Nashville. Yep. And cops came, and the band was putting their gear away while this guy's whipping around a knife. There's, excuse me, sir, with a knife. Can you excuse us while we try to put our drum into the back of the trailer?
You know what?
Do you know anything about this? Because Phil said, well, Joe may have seen it, but I doubt he'll remember it.
I saw it. No, I do. I didn't see the knife thing. I saw there was an argument going on the street, but I definitely didn't see a dude whipping around a knife.
I was going to say, because I was like, why the hell didn't Joe mention that in the morning?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Oh, man.
I was standing up on the balcony watching some of it go down. It was all entertaining for me.
Yeah.
It was like TV. I was out of it. But, yeah, definitely no knife. I'm glad I didn't see that.
No kidding.
But, yeah, the crowds, it is a problem when they mix. Every time I go to Nashville, I go to a place called Silverado where for about an hour it's cowboys and gangsters.
Oh.
And it's always...
So rods and blacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dude. And he's right.
Oh, man. Well, okay, man. When I looked back on it, I was like, wait a minute. Does he even know about it? What the hell happened?
No.
There are all sorts of things that are going to come out on the show today about what went on. Specifically, that crazy lady. I couldn't figure out. You know what, Joe? We should talk about her the next break.
Yeah, let's do it.
If we don't get it out of the way now, and
it's
it comes up
weird.
If it comes up later in the show, you're going to be concerned about the wrong ears hearing it.
Yeah,
I'm guessing. So we have
her ears should hear whatever we say. She needs to be told.
I don't know, but I don't want to be the one to do it.
Well, I just know that there was something going on, and Joe had a strange look on his face whenever this woman would talk to him. And
You watched me run away.
Yeah.
You watched me run away and hide. I was ducking behind a table.
She was a real problem for you.
Huge problem.
Well, all she said about me was she thought I was gay because she thought that I had everybody thinks I'm gay, apparently. Because she thought that this wart that I have, this mole I have in my nose was a nose ring. So you gay. It's a nose. Oh, it's not. It's a mole. Oops, sorry. Like, that's terribly offensive. Jeez. My God. What is your deal, woman?
One other thing to display her stupidity.
Oh,
Yeah.
That does not look like a nose ring.
Yeah.
It looks like a mole.
Most nose rings are S brown and look like cancer.
They always look like skin.
I got a matching one.
Yeah.
Here's the new cancer ring, you idiot. All right. Now I need to ask you this, Hot Wings. How do you want to finish the break? Since you started it, you want to finish it? I mean, I imagine we'll have this awkwardness throughout the whole day today.
Probably, because I don't really know exactly what we're doing next. But.
Okay, well, I want to talk about that crazy lady.
All right.
I want to do that.
All right, coming up next, we'll talk more about what went down at Nashville, in Nashville, that is, over the weekend. We've got plenty of stories to share. But until then, we'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
To the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show with Steve.
With Steve. Why can't he say with Steve?
I'm not sure.
What happened?
He can't separate his mouth.
He even emailed me about that.
Yeah?
Because I sent him more stuff to record for us, and he replied back to the email, and he said, Steve, like T-H...
Thief.
E-E-V.
With Steve. With Steve.
Did you hear that? The first one made his mouth into like a sloppy gumbo.
Yeah. He needs to...
With Steve. With Steve.
He needs to finish with... Including Steve.
With Steve.
With Steve. With Steve.
How can a guy who so perfectly says everything say with Steve like this?
With Steve.
I think that's a mystery even to him.
Yeah, his face is broken.
All right, Joe. So Nashville.
Yeah.
Buddy.
The Buzz Rock Girl Finals were going down.
Yep.
At the Red Rooster.
We're all there.
On Friday night. Friday night. And we were all there. Yeah, our friends from Wayland were playing. We were all kind of interchanging as the night went on. We were only there really from 9 until 11. Our timing was quite good, actually.
Yeah,
it turned out good. So, we came up, introduced ourselves, there were 12 girls, said, here's so-and-so, here's so-and-so, here's so-and-so.
Yep.
And then Wayland played for 20 minutes.
Couple of rounds of that.
Then we came back up, and they did rock apparel. And then Wayland played. And then they came up and did bikinis, and then Wayland played, and so it was good. It was it was good back and forth. Everything flowed pretty well, but the night was not without incident.
Oh, of course not. Well, the night started off, and I knew there'd be one issue at least because it started off with already at 9 p.m. a super drunk listener.
Yeah.
And he found me, and he found everybody else individually right away. And throughout the night, it was just disaster. He got more and more drunk, and
he couldn't stop. Man, that guy, he can't. That was Joe, right?
Yeah, that was Joe.
That guy, he was not only. I mean, great that he listens all the damn time, but you can only say to us so many times, "Hey, I love the show."
Yeah,
you can only do that so much. And he's the type of guy who, when the band's playing, he's going to talk to you.
Yeah,
and he would get right up to my ear. Okay, now it doesn't matter if there's a band playing. I don't care what's going on. If you're right in someone's ear, you only have to talk this loud for them to hear you.
Yeah.
And you know what happens to Eric's ear when Joe speaks? This guy, Joe, 1/2 of an inch from my ear. Because he's doing this! Man, I could feel my eardrum vibrating, and it hurt. It actually hurt me.
Yeah.
And I stuck my finger in my ear, and I leaned back into his ear. I go, man, you're hurting me. You can't yell that loud in my ear anymore.
The same happened to me several times.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass.
So dealing with that, And then the other issue was this girl whose name I don't know, I never learned, I never want to know. She came up and everything was cool the first time that we all met her and this guy who I assumed was her boyfriend.
I thought it was too. That's
They
why
were together.
I felt bad when what was happening started happening because he's standing right next to you.
It
He
seemed
looked
very
like
strange.
He looked like the lead singer of Leonard Skinner, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And she looked like Tuesday Addams.
Dude, he turned out to be really cool, and it was really funny when I realized that was not
Or
his
Wednesday.
girlfriend and that he didn't care.
Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, Wednesday Addams.
Time out, Joe.
I picked the wrong damn day.
He called her Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Wait, as soon as
I
you
don't
said
know.
that-
I'm not
as
sure
soon
if
as you
there is
said
a
that,
character anywhere in history named
But-
Tuesday, but that was not her. It
Double
was not.
points for reference.
Wednesday
half the audience
Addams.
doesn't have any idea what you're talking about because they're not 100 like you. And the other, and the other thing is getting the GD name wrong.
Oh, my God.
That was a good one.
Yeah, dude, so it's me and Tuesday Addams. So everything's cool at first. Well, it doesn't take long. You know, the band starts playing, and all of a sudden her dude from Leonard Skinner pop up, and she goes, "We both want to buy you a shot right now, both of us, 2 shots." And I go, "Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'll do 1 shot, and that's it." So I go over there. It's taking too long, and they both turn around. They're at the bar, and I sneak away.
Yeah.
Well,
Trap door, man.
Yeah,
Door.
exactly. Trapdoored it. She comes back with 2 shots in 1 glass.
Big shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This dildo.
Double.
So, okay.
She had your. She knew what you were up to. She
Yeah.
wanted to make sure you got drunk.
She did.
Yeah.
So I play along, and I take it. Well, fast forward not too long, but all of a sudden, she seems to be excessively bombed.
Yeah.
And she is getting closer and closer to me.
That's what I noticed. She
Yeah.
was standing very close to you. She's
Yes.
really in your personal
Yep,
space.
way too personal. And she's doing that in my ear thing, talking way too loud. And she goes, "I'm going to rape you tonight." She goes, "I want to have 18 babies with you, and I want to rape you."
Oh, I saw that. I saw the interaction. Now, I didn't hear her say that, but
Good
I saw how
God,
you
No,
reacted.
you wouldn't hear her say it,
If
but
the tables were turned, you'd call the cops.
oh, seriously.
You look like you just ate feces when you said it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was her, and and she just said this crazy thing to me.
Yeah.
So now it's all weird. It's
You're
way
standing
more
right
weird
next
than
to
before.
Ronnie Van Zant, though. Or Johnny Van Zant, whichever
Yeah.
one's still alive.
Yeah, and
You're standing right next to Leonard Skinner guy.
she goes, "Let's go home. Let's make a sex tape." And I'm going,
Wow, she was really going all
What an
out.
aggressive thing, man.
yeah, absolutely. And
So she said, I want to have 18 babies with you. I want to rape you.
let's make a sex tape.
And let's make a sex tape.
See, you can only pull that off.
No one can pull that off.
You can only pull that off if first of all, everybody's single, and I don't know
Yeah.
her status, and you don't look like Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, exactly.
No, even then,
gotta
though.
be-
I mean, I think if you take the hottest chick in the world and she comes up and says, I want to rape you, let's have 18 babies, let's make a sex tape, immediately a red flag goes off of this is a nut.
Well,
No,
you
this
must
is
have
a-
you must have
still-
better defense network than me because I'm in.
It's still the hottest chick in the world. In fact, if that's the
Okay.
case, if it's a Victoria's Secret angel and she says that, I'm going, "Rape me, please rape me." I find it extra hot.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Being raped.
yeah, maybe.
Put your wing in me. Dude, so
Put your wing in me.
okay, it's all over. The night everything is falling apart.
Yeah,
and
Joe is now he's
gross
in defense
and
mode. He's
weird.
just hiding. I remember
Yeah.
seeing you hiding.
Yep. And so I'm spending my time. My entire time has been ruined because I'm going from like front of the rooster to the back of it, and when I run from her and go to the front, there's Joe.
Yep, the guy who screams in your ear.
I'm like, what? Come on, man, give me a break.
There's no downtime.
Yeah, there was
no downtime.
no escape.
Yeah, and the night was capped off, and this is so funny. She's like in the corner pouting. Well, after she realizes things are not going to work out with me, she went up to Dagwood and she goes, "Introduce me to Ziggs. I want to blank his blank." She said that to him.
Yeah.
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 Uh-huh.
She wanted to know what the flavor of Ziggs was.
Yeah, exactly. And he goes, "Well, he's here with his girlfriend, so that's probably not going to work out. I can introduce you to Hull." He's going down the down the chain of
Dagwood
command.
says I can introduce you to Hull.
Yeah, I'll introduce you to Hull. She goes, "I already know Hull."
Oh, I know what you know.
Yeah, and you know she already knows
Oh,
Hull.
yeah.
Exactly.
This is something, man.
And
Yeah.
the night was capped off when I
Whoa.
saw her pouting at some point. It was right when you guys had left, and the band's loading up. I'm just waiting for them. I bought the guys a couple of beers,
Nobody
of shots.
wanted her.
And no one
Yeah.
wanted her. Well,
Yeah, she's a low level star bleeper. That's why. I
So-
mean, it's bad enough
God,
when
what
it's
about-
like they're trying to bang Tom Hanks, but they're going through.
and so she's
Hold on a second. Steve, you know what I'm thinking?
I know exactly
What
what-
about
Dean.
Dean? What about Dean? What happened to Dean? She must not end up being a greasy mongrel guy.
guess not. I think I tried to pass her off onto him at some point, but no, she's crying or pouting in the corner. I'm like,
Oh, my
everything's
God.
cool, and she's like, my ride left me, and I go, the Leonard Skinner guy, and she goes, "No, I was on a first date with a guy tonight." And he left.
Are you kidding me?
What a loser!
All I saw her was
Oh,
her
my
with Leonard Skinner
God.
guy.
Yeah, me too.
And
She must have ditched this dude at the very beginning of the night.
Boy, you know that guy. He is probably the kind of guy that was wearing Argyle or something like that, real buttoned up. You know, he goes, I can't wait. Probably
make it
somebody
with a
from the
rock
office.
chick.
I bet during the week she dresses normal. She probably looks like a normal human being. Or what he picks her up, and she looks like a member of the Addams family, and all she wants to do is bang guys that are on the radio.
Dude, her saying that actually made everything better. It was just like, this is perfect. What a
Holy
great
crap.
night.
Wow. That is unbelievable.
Unreal, man. That was crazy.
Oh, boy.
That's fun.
Jeez, what a mess.
Well,
Glad
I'm
you
sure,
survived.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, me too.
I am too, Joe. I didn't know that rape was in the cards that night.
It was.
I mean, I knew there was some aggressiveness, but I didn't know that somebody wanted to rape you. So I'm glad you made it through okay.
Good job, Joe. You survived.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure that won't be the last of the stories from Nashville, but that was a pretty good one.
That was my big one.
As the morning wears on, we've got the flashback coming up. The Rice Krispie incident. We'll find out what that is coming up. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Here's something Hot Wings said. It certainly hasn't been edited.
He looked like the lead singer of Leonard Skinner, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And she looked like Tuesday Addams.
It really wasn't edited.
It really wasn't. I recognized it shortly thereafter. But nevertheless, that was not edited. That did come out of my mouth that way. Flashback today, the great Rice Krispie incident.
Well, guys, I kind of mentioned this to you off the air, and you said, all right, put the brakes on it. We're going to take it to the air. Here's what happened. I come home from work, not yesterday, but the day before, so Wednesday. And my wife is cutting out the first Rice Krispie treat of the cake pan of Rice Krispie treats that she has made.
Mm-hmm.
She's completed making them. They've cooled. She's cutting out the first one and eating it. She loves these.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I'm going to bed. Time for Eric's nap. 3 hours later, I wake up, and amazingly, as I'm walking into the kitchen, she is cutting out, just lifting out, the last Rice Krispie treat.
Out of the whole pan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. And the kids haven't had any. And I stopped, and I said, Whoa, what are you doing? And I didn't care that the kids didn't get any. I cared that she ate a whole pan of Rice Krispie treats.
That's a lot of Rice Krispie treats, but they are delicious.
Made with everything that Mother Nature deems to be fattening.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed, really. Which you should be.
I was not
your
impressed.
wife is like my wife, and
Well-
she's about 5 feet tall and weighs about 93 pounds.
I was mortified.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, what are you doing? like that.
A fair question, I think, in this case.
And she looked like somebody who just got caught doing something.
You think it was a fair question?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't care who you are. If you polish off a whole
in
cake
3 hours.
pan of Rice Krispie treats by yourself, I think it's fair to walk in and go, "What are you doing?" I think that's definitely fair.
She stuffed the last one in her mouth, and I said, "You can't do that. If you do that often enough, you're going to wreck your figure." I said it like that.
Yeah.
That was all it took.
Yeah.
She went ape.
She didn't think that was a
She
a fair
hated me
suggestion
for a
on your
good
part?
4 or 5 hours.
You may have chosen the wrong thing to focus on. I can see why she would take that poorly, I suppose. Maybe if you had said, "You're going to give yourself a disease like diabetes if you keep doing that," maybe that would have been different.
No.
As opposed
I've
to
always been
attacking
taught-
her figure.
Say what you mean what you say. What you say. Your ass is going to get fat if you keep eating those every day.
Yes.
I'm not going to mix a message. Now,
Well,
listen,
what you said is true.
it's going to wreck your
It is
figure.
true.
Stop it. Oh, my God. Well, it's not like I'm 300 pounds. I mean, what's... Yeah, it was terrible.
I think this might be a situation where just because it's true doesn't mean you have to say it.
I
You
just
can
didn't think it
think
was
it.
acceptable.
And she probably knows. I'm guessing that as she's eating them, she didn't think, this is a good idea.
If I cooked up a whole box of banquet chicken and ate every piece, do you think it would be within her right to say, "That's not good for you. You're going to wreck your figure," or whatever she'd say that would hurt a guy?
Awesome physique.
You're not going to be Mr. 10 anymore.
Now,
If
They're
you
going to be Mr. 20.
The one thing to bear in mind, though, is it's coming from you. Not only her husband, but a man who on a number of occasions has eaten so much that he's caused himself to vomit.
I think I ate myself sick again yesterday. Man, I was full to the brim, and any more food would have made me do what I did, and I did it again. I threw up once after I ate this bowl of Frosted Flakes. Consistently, I don't overeat. All more the reason to speak from authority.
I'm not sure that's true. All more the reason to sound like a hypocritical ass.
Coming from a man who couldn't figure out why he had nightmares for years until I said, "What do you eat before bed?" And he goes, "Well, like a bag of Smarties and a bunch of bottle caps."
Coming from a man who often in the past would bring 2 or 3 plates of food to work a day and eat them before noon when he went home for lunch.
Look, I understand.
Maybe you lecturing about overeating was not well received.
So now we've kind of discussed this before. In the whole hypocrite theory, is doesn't time heal that? Isn't there like
Hypocrisy. Time heals hypocrisy.
I mean, like if 2 years passes since the last time I ate so much that I barfed.
Well, I guess I don't know.
I mean, if it were a day before that I ate so much and then I barfed and then I said to her, "Hey, don't overeat," I could see that.
Was that the last time you overate when you barfed?
Last time I overate when I barfed was when those...
No. I mean, was that the time you barfed? Was that the last time you overate, or have you overeaten since then on occasion?
Just not to the point of barfing.
Not like that. No, I didn't. I never ate a whole pan of friggin' Rice Krispies treats, for God's sake.
Let us, okay, because I can totally see where you're coming from on this. I actually really can.
I
don't want to throw you under the bus.
Does she have a
completely.
history of things like this, though? Like where she'll just kind of like once a month all of a sudden polish off massive amounts of junk food at one time?
No. Which is what alarmed me. I thought this was the beginning of the end. All I could see was a tractor ass.
No, yeah.
That you could put like a drink on.
I can't. See, if I was in your position, I can't imagine that I wouldn't also have said something. Although I don't think I would have said what you did. But since it would be so out of character for my wife, I think it would be at least the second time in a month that I saw her eating a plate of Rice Krispie treats that I would have said, okay, I didn't say anything the first time, but you might have an issue.
I'm telling you, it was effective because no longer will she do that because I told her so. And secondly, yesterday, the day after, she went to the gym for an hour and a half.
And so you're proud of yourself because you made her feel like crap.
She made a healthy decision based on my browbeating.
1-800-947-3979. You can chime in on this. I suppose a lady's opinion would be very welcome on this.
And
because
then
Hot Wings and I giving advice, probably not the answer.
She found she had wrapped up one last Rice Krispie treat and put it in a bag to give for the kids' lunch.
and she forgot to do that. So she ate it yesterday in addition to going to the gym, and I wasn't home, and she told me that Madison, my 4-year-old, was there and saw her eating it. And Madison said, Mommy, don't. You're gonna wreck your finger.
No.
Don't. You'll wreck your finger.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that even if you're right, you probably as a dude should have known. That's like saying that's like when the question
I can't help
when the question comes. You can help it.
No, well,
you have voluntary.
I wanted
response.
to do that.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. When I say I can't help it, I intentionally meant to do it, and I wouldn't do it any other way.
Right. And I believe that you wouldn't do it any other way. I'm just suggesting that maybe that would have been one to keep inside to yourself.
But look how
Just
effective
because-
it was. It friggin' worked. She
Was
won't do
it?
it anymore, and she's working
True.
out at the gym, and now all is well with the world. She still loves me.
What if she resents you?
Tough titty.
What if she was eating that because she was masking some sort of psychological problem?
Here it is.
Oh, that she was
here's all the
upset
what
about.
ifs. It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show what if game.
You know, I mean, you could have walked in
Let's
and
make
said,
it more
is-
complex.
You could have said, is something wrong? I mean, is there a reason why you're eating
F
a
that. Quit eating. Your ass is going to get big. I'm going to bed.
And when I come back, I better see a toilet filled with Rice Krispie treats, partially digested.
Heather in New Hampshire. Hi, Heather.
Hi.
What do you think?
There are just some things you don't say to a woman unless you want to wind up with a frying pan or something upside your head, and that's one of them.
That's the thing.
What?
About the Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah.
When I say don't, you'll wreck your figure, you think that's out of bounds?
When you
Well,
do that, are you
no.
doing that to help her or you?
Hold on, I'm asking her.
I understand that. My boyfriend occasionally, I'll ask him, do I look whatever, and he'll say, well, you're not the thinnest person on earth.
Wait a minute. You'll ask him, do I look fat?
No, I ask him, do I look all right?
Well, you
that's
and
way
every other
different.
woman.
That's Jeez, that's crazy.
That's
Every
just
woman
asking
asks
for
that.
trouble.
Oh,
There's-
yeah. You deserve to be insulted if you ask him that.
Thank you, Heather. 1-800-947-3979. Stephanie, what do you say?
I'm from New Hampshire, and I'm married to a masshole.
You are? Oh, man.
Oh.
What are you gonna do?
I love that Zane loves that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is terrific.
But he's got to give her a pass on the Rice Krispies.
Yeah?
I think the fact that your wife is so tiny and so thin, if she
Yeah.
wants to,
I want to keep it that way.
I eat generally healthy, but if I make a pan of those babies, I will eat the whole pan if I'm home alone. It just happens.
yeah. Sometimes you want to splurge. Or you want to overdo it
But
for one
give her
reason
a
or
pass.
another.
She's got to be a patient woman anyway.
Oh, you better believe
Got
she
that
is.
right. Thank you, Stephanie.
Bye.
Good luck with your
Yeah,
math.
she deserves a big treat once in a while because, of course, she ain't going to get it from you.
Oh, that's
Maybe she ate them all in very small bites and she just got carried away.
I want to hear
Justin.
some support.
Justin in Maine. Hi, Justin.
How you doing? This is Zane. I gotta team up with you. You got lucky with your wife going to the gym and taking it like she did. I came home from work one day. He had just gone grocery shopping the day before. My wife, this is when she was pregnant. Okay, the biggest mistake I could have made. She was pregnant with our second child. She ate a whole entire package of Oreos. A whole package.
Yeah.
And I was like, honey, what the hell are you doing? And she's like, I was hungry. I was just hungry. I needed a snack. I'm feeding for two. I'm eating for two.
Right.
I'm like, honey, the baby weighs like 3/4 of a pound. You're not feeding for two. How much freaking food can a 3/4 pound baby eat?
Yeah, that's it. You should have screamed her down.
But she was pregnant, right? She's using the whole excuse of
Yeah,
like, I'm pregnant.
I don't buy that either.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we buy it. It's still
No,
there.
it
and
doesn't
you-
matter.
you
I
lose.
am
it's your
somebody
baby.
who has not
Wait a minute
had
now.
to go through having a wife who has been pregnant yet. But even I know that once they're pregnant, the hormones are all over the place, and you have to keep your mouth shut at all times.
I don't even know what happened.
I don't
had my
either.
headphones down.
We weren't listening.
And I don't care. I don't even want to know what happened. No one tell me.
I do know one thing. We'll take a break. This is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show with Free Beer.
They were showing helicopter footage over his house, like traffic chapter footage. Copper. What? There's one for you. Traffic chopper footage. I'm convinced that at some point we're going to read headlines about him and go, well, I didn't know he was into that, but I guess I'm not surprised. Could be anything. He might be a putt smeddler, or a smut peddler, or a putt smeddler.
Putt smeddler.
That's not as bad as getting drunk and then climbing behind the car. I can't believe how many emails we're getting from women who regularly have sex with work, with delivery drivers,
Come on.
UPS people. Why don't you just let the tires out of the vehicle? And everybody's scratching their head and going,
Or let the air out of the tires.
I have a great interest in Munster. Memory serves correct. It was a poisonous snake. I'm going to use the word pass. P starts with pass. It'd be like trying to type on a keyboard while riding in the pickup of a cab going down a bumpy road.
Hot Wings. Eric Zane, Producer Joe, and Steve. The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Good morning. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. I'm Hot Wings. Eric Zane here, too. So is Producer Joe and Producer Steve. Free Beer is off today. Traveling back from his job as the announcer for the Lions-Bears game yesterday for Compass Media Networks. Late enough that he knew he wouldn't get in until about midnight, so he did not come in today. You can call us, though, 1-800-947-3979, or email freebeerandhotwings, or no, rather, idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. It's the I Can't Wait to Talk About Blank segment. Talk about whatever's on your mind.
What did you think about our big tire sale that we had on Friday?
The big Firestone remote.
That was incredible. There were so many people that came out.
Actually, a hell of a turnout.
Yeah.
Down in Nashville. We were in Nashville. First, we were in Memphis. Then we got in a van and drove to Nashville. We were there Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
Or came back Saturday, rather. So, yeah, it was good. Friday afternoon, we were at the Firestone dealer.
Yep.
And we actually, you never know at a place like that if anybody's going to show up, but it ended up being a really good turnout.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we were freezing because they set us up outside and it wasn't warm.
Yeah.
It was like 45 degrees and we're all just freezing. We're all wearing light jackets.
And in Nashville, on the edge of the time zone, it gets dark at like noon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
It was a bummer. But other than that, I think we did pretty good.
Did you sell any tires?
I don't know.
I don't know if we did or not. I mean,
probably not.
Larry and the fellas seemed happy with the turnout, but, tires aren't exactly an impulse purchase. You either need tires or you don't need tires. So, that's more of a build-up. Let people know that they're there, so when they do need tires, they know where to go, and they visit Larry at the Firestone dealership.
No, but that was cool. It was a good bunch.
So, yeah, that went really well. We had one guy who drove 2.5 hours, Steve.
Yeah.
He got done with work, got in his car, drove 2.5 hours, got there 5 minutes before we were done, said hello, we took a picture with him, and then he goes, okay, I got to drive back.
He was from Tullahoma. Which I have no idea what direction it is.
And they
can pick the radio station up on 102.9 The Buzz.
What is that thing, like a billion watts or something?
It's a good signal. It's a really, really good signal. So, yeah, he had driven a damn long way.
Oh my God.
And part of it, he was fueled by the fact that his girlfriend said that it couldn't be done. Because you're never going to get there on time. Watch me.
So he just did it to prove her wrong.
I think partly, yes.
It's impressive.
So he showed up, and, yeah, the dude basically spent five hours in a car just to say hello.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes.
Hope the picture came out good.
I do, too. I hope it was worth it. But everybody seemed happy, and then that evening we headed off to the Red Rooster for the Buzz Rock Girl Finals. We've already talked about a couple of stories that went down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
During
Ashley was the one who won.
You're a veteran.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was in the Army. We need to talk about that. It was a Veterans Day on Friday, and that's when the Buzz Rock Girl. So someone says, "Yeah, she's a veteran." What? Yeah, she was in the Army.
Yeah.
This is a drop dead gorgeous woman. They all were.
Yeah.
But she's in the Army. And the first thing that came out of your mouth was, "You were?" And I think you were more like, but it isn't so much that it's impressive that a woman's in the Army. It happens a ton.
But right. It's just and certainly, I mean, maybe that's not fair, but you don't expect. There are plenty of attractive women in the armed services, but you don't see them that often. And she is really attractive, and it's just hard to imagine her in fatigues.
Yeah,
I mean, some people
like just fixing a tank.
You know, and it's almost no different than if you took a really handsome guy. It just doesn't. It seems strange, I guess. I don't know what it is, but for sure, standing up there in a bikini and everything else, it just seems strange to imagine her going through boot camp and being a tough girl. But she obviously was. But yeah, she was very pretty and ended up becoming the Buzz Rock Girl for 2012.
Right.
And there were a lot of good-looking girls up there. And I had an incident, Joe, you don't know about. You were there, but you don't know about this because you didn't ride home with us in the car afterward. Nobody knew about this until I told everybody in the car on the way back to the hotel.
It's a great story.
I only have the title.
And, dude, it was crazy. Okay, so here we are, and we've gone up and down off the stage a number of times in between Waylon playing and bringing the girls out. First, the girls came out just as an introduction. Then they came out in rock wear, so they were some of them were wearing fishnets, ripped up jeans, ripped tee, just your basic rock chick look. Then they did a little black dress segment, and then it culminated with the bikini wear. And then eventually a winner was picked. Yep. Well, after all that, the winner has been announced. All the girls were on the stage, lined up. I'm standing off to one side. Freebeer and Zane are on the other. And they announced the winner. Hey, congratulations. All right, Ashley. Great job. Well, most of the girls walked down the stairs. On the side I was on, there were no stairs. I just stepped down. The stage was about 2.5 feet tall. So for me, that's a pretty easy step. So I had just stepped down. A couple of girls decided they're going to get off the side with no stairs where I'm standing. So what would you do? You help them down.
Right, of course.
No big deal. So I help the first girl down. The second girl comes over. I grab both of her hands, help her step down. Mm-hmm. Sorry you didn't win. Hey, no problem. Thanks. It was fun. Okay, great. She walks back to the dressing room.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there. No big deal. And I get this dude. And it's notable because he's black. That is a pertinent point to this story. I mentioned that it's a black dude.
Yeah.
Because if it was a white dude, the story would feel differently.
Okay.
Agreed. It's a black dude, though. And I make eye contact with him just after I'd helped Jamie off the stage. Again, very attractive girl. I turn and I look at him and he goes, dude. And I go, what? And he goes, you know that girl? I go, huh? You know her? I go, no. He goes, you're not with her?
That's the one with the gigantic boobs?
Yeah, she did have big boobs.
So you could, cut glass?
Yeah, that was the one who I had said earlier when she had come out wearing a bikini. I said, if anybody needs any glass cut.
Yeah.
And so I had helped her down, and he says, dude, do you know her? No. Do you know her? No. You don't know her? No. Man, I figured you were with her. You did? Why? He goes, man, she couldn't take her eyes off. She kept looking at you all night long. Every time you were up there, she kept staring. And I go, she did? Yeah. And I go, I didn't notice, man. If you say so, And he goes, yeah, man, I'm telling you, dude, you gotta. He goes, come on, man. He goes, man, when she comes back, man, she couldn't keep her eye. You got to tap that, my N-word.
You gotta tap that, my.
He goes, man, you gotta go after that. And I laughed and he goes, I'm telling you, N-word, you got to get it. You can get on that, N-word. So I felt like I was part of a special club because in a positive way, the black guy called me an N-word.
Dude.
And that is acceptable. That is
now 100%. You can say it to anyone you want.
No. Right, because basically I'm black now. Because of that interaction.
Pretty much.
So I can use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Even on this radio show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing that in the next break.
Those are the rules of the world.
Dude, it was hilarious. I actually put my arm around the guy and I went, dude, that's awesome. I felt so good about that. I didn't feel good that he thought that I was, you would have thought that I felt good that it seemed like a girl was into me.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I felt good because that guy called me an N-word.
Right. You should feel good about both.
Well, I did feel good about both. I felt a little bad because I went, well, clearly nothing has changed in my history in that if that is true, I was clueless.
Yeah.
I don't think it was true. But if it is true, I haven't the faintest idea.
Well, what happened when
I'm
you
such
tried to tap it?
Dude, when this N-word tried to go back and tap that, like most of the time when I go after...
Hey, want to tap?
Nothing happened.
Tap.
That was
tap.
it. That was it. Because afterwards she came over and said, thank you to Free Beer and thank you to something to me. And I said, hey, it was great. And she goes, I'll be listening on Monday. And I said, okay. And I said, okay, great. And then she left. Like what would normally happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not so certain that... I think she might have been looking at me a lot the same way she was looking at the rest of us because they were on the stage and we were on the stage and they were modeling their good bodies and we were talking and making cracks about them. So I think that's probably why there may have been some eye contact. But.
Well, if she is listening, thank you for showing us your nipples. They were great.
Yeah. Yeah, she was really, really attractive. So anyway, guys, I'm an N-word and part of the club.
Yeah, that is it. That's a great wrap-up to your evening right there.
It was. I couldn't believe how good that made me feel because he meant it so positively.
Yeah.
I know, most people in that community might not look favorably upon the word, but let's face it, guys like that can use that positively, and it's cool. I could never say it back.
Yeah, no. That's great. I wish that were me. I wish I was referred to that way.
Yeah, there's something special about that. You feel like you're kind of included for even a brief moment in that club. Same if a gay guy comes up and if he had said the same thing and said, "Man, don't be an F word. Go after that girl." You know what I mean?
That is funny when that happens.
It's just there's something about being included. Like they like you.
So if a gay guy walked up to you, and I'm just going to use it because that word is a little less of a problem than the N word. If he walked up and said, "Don't be a fag, go get her."
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
that would be okay.
Absolutely.
For you. Yeah, I think I agree with that.
That would also make me feel. Yeah. It would crack me up and make me feel kind of good. Like dude was on my side.
It does. Well, yeah.
So if a guy from Poland walks up to you and says, "Don't be a Polak, learn to read."
Oh no, I'd punch him in his face.
Yeah, I'd say, "Don't talk to me,
dirty Polak."
Got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, but black guys and gay guys, it's cool.
Well, yeah, because black guys and gay guys are cool.
Yeah.
So it's cool. White guys aren't cool. I'm not cool. So that made me feel cool, like I was part of something special. And then they played Tricky, and then it was all wrapped up for me, man.
Sure.
Yeah, dude.
Then I was black.
All right, we got some loose ends that we have to tie. First off, not next break, but the one after, we're going to play the Mark Twain of rock music's Mitch from Waylon's Storytime segment. Steve, you were on this end of that. What was it like when Mitch was dropping those stories about his rage issues on the radio? Because that caught everybody by surprise.
Yeah, and I've known Mitch for, I don't know, we've known them for 6 months or 8 months or whatever. So I've talked to Mitch enough times to know that he's a good storyteller.
Right.
But when he started telling that story and the voice that he would do and the way that he would play both parts of it,
right.
He's an incredible storyteller.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
Yeah, it's a really good story. I had heard this. I had heard the story before, but not with vocalizations. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then it became funny all over again to me. So
that we wanted to play that for this hour because it happened what would have been late in the show,
and it got some really good responses.
Sure,
I mean we got a lot of Facebook and emails about how great that story was. So yeah, we figured we might as well share that again.
Also, there's a number of stations, too many, any number more than zero that carry the show and don't get the last hour of the show for some reason. That did not hear Joe getting squashed by Massive Mocha, so we need to play that in the next hour too. Is that when you have it down? Free beer? Our Hot Wings?
Yeah, I've got that in about an hour 20.
Yeah. So we're going to do that.
We'll revisit the massive Mocha squashing Joe incident.
That was amazing. And Steve has that video posted at freebeerandhotwings.com.
Yeah, there's actually 2 videos. If you go to the Joe stunts section, there's the video of Joe getting squashed. And if you go to show videos, there's the video of Dean from Whalen getting squashed, too.
All right, good. Now, I had on the top of my head something I wanted to get off my chest, and that is regarding Paterno. Not to go back to this whole thing, but there's some crazy phenomena that keeps happening since Thursday, and it definitely started to rear its head more on the weekend about the whole Penn State thing. That's really starting to piss me off.
Yeah.
And unless you got something else, we'll cover that.
No, let's cover that coming up.
We'll break that down coming up in just a minute.
Yeah, if you want to give us a call, 1-800-947-3979. Certainly any emails at any point during the day, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. And then we'll hear about the Paterno stuff coming up. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
We are Penn State! We are Penn State! We are Penn State!
Still can't believe that whole rah-rah moment.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that Joe Pa just doesn't get it. I mean, I think he gets it kind of.
I think there's a lot of people that don't get it.
For him, I think it's because he's been in such an insulated bubble for God knows how many years. I mean, he's been so protected and so sheltered and so in that small community and just lives and breathes nothing but football. It's just he's so isolated from reality, I think, outside of what goes on the field.
Yeah.
That I just don't really think he gets it. But the rest of the people, I don't know. I mean,
Chris in Flint, Michigan, hold on a second. We'll get to you in just a second. I didn't want you to hang up, buddy. I see you there.
Okay.
I heard Franco Harris, former Penn Stater, former Pittsburgh Steeler, made some comments that he is pissed off because of what happened to Joe Pa, and he's one of these people.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, there's only I heard Colin Cowherd talk about this. He says there's only 2 sides you can be on this, and it's pretty easy to be on the right side.
Yeah.
And the rest of them, it's like, what the hell? I'm ruining what he said, but I think you get what I'm trying to say in ripping him off. But man, it's just I'm floored all the time by too many idiots who are doing this whole siding with Joe Pa, siding with the school thing.
Yeah, I find it really amazing how many people say, well, he did what the law said that he's supposed to do. Well, nobody's disputing that. He's not under investigation. He's not going to go to jail or anything.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, he has no hand in it.
Right.
But technically, other people who are getting fired didn't either. I mean, a couple of the guys appear to have really covered it up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in terms of the president and stuff, I don't know how where that goes or what it stems from. We get it that he told his bosses. But the fact is, he's been the boss at that school for at least the last 20 years.
Yes.
If not longer. I mean, everybody answered to Joe Paterno. If they didn't, he wouldn't still be there.
Right. Under his nose was a child predator, and he knew it. And that's the bottom line. So whatever,
and he
Franco,
let that
that's
go.
What you
so.
Another thing is, people who comment, like with the football game, Penn State walked out onto the field. Normally they would run out with Paterno leading them. And they walked out, and they met with the Nebraska team. And I thought that was probably the only poignant thing I've seen come out of that school. And they were praying for the victims. So I thought that was appropriate. And I do think, however, that the entire damn football season should have been just called off, and everybody just been done with it and said, all right, we've got a bigger problem to deal with. Football has nothing to do with anything at this point. But then there's the people who say, now it's time for the healing to start, brother. We're not there yet. We're not there yet to start healing because there is so much unfolding that we don't know about.
Yeah, there's no way that they can begin the healing.
Jerry Sandusky can go wherever he wants today.
Yeah,
he was given the opportunity to make bail, and he did that. It's now the judge didn't think he was a flight risk. He still can do whatever he wants.
Boy, I'm actually surprised by that.
Not too. For safety, too.
For safety's sake, more than anything. Because while there are plenty of supporters, there's plenty of Joe Pa supporters. I think everybody at this point thinks he's guilty.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's the accused right now and the alleged acts, but I'm pretty sure everybody feels quite certain in their brains that this guy is guilty as guilty gets. And based on that, especially because of the love of Joe Paterno, they're going to blame that guy. That guy, hell, if McQueary is getting death threats and everything else because of what happened to Joe Pa, certainly the actual perpetrator of the crimes has got to be. And maybe they know that. Maybe they're hoping the guy gets killed so they don't have to go through the whole trial and everything. I don't know, but I'm surprised.
We got a few people that want to talk about this. Flint, Michigan brings us Chris, listening on the Banana. Chris, you're on the Free Burn Hot Wings show.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, man.
Hey,
good.
buddy.
What's up?
No, you guys are always playing their little rally that they had going on, and I find that funny. I don't understand how they can support someone who preyed on previously victimized children as it was.
Well, I don't think that they're necessarily supporting Sandusky, and Joe Paterno has never been thought to have preyed on innocent people like that.
No, but it's just the fact that, yes, he covered up for that. In my opinion, that makes him just as bad and just as at fault. And I don't understand why their school is just trying to rally around them when, in my opinion, they did something completely unexcusable and disgusting, and they should suffer the full consequences of it.
All right, Chris. Thanks a lot, buddy. Let's go to Pennsylvania. Another Chris checking in with more comments on this.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, go.
Hey,
buddy.
Hey, it's funny with Penn State. It's almost like a cult culture out there, out in State College.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it seems that way.
I don't think that I don't think they're seeing it the way the rest of the nation is. It's kind of like San Francisco Giant fans who root for Barry Bonds, back when he was playing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same being from Michigan. The Michigan people. I call them here Penn State snobs. Got people that went to Penn State, and they think their doo-doo doesn't stink because of it. And it's funny to see the rationale that they have in thinking about this whole situation, that, some are still, defending not everything that's going on, of course, but, defending people that may be involved, but not to the highest level of involvement of, Sandusky and the whole second mile thing.
Yeah. I think some of it's a bit of denial. I mean, really, I think because of the way Penn State was set up, and it was kind of this moral utopia. At least that's the way it seemed to everybody. I'm sure a lot of the people who went there felt that way. And, it was like Joe Pa was somebody you could look up to. That program was something you could look up to. The college was something you could look up to. I mean, it was a very prideful place. And then for the worst of the worst things to have happened, I mean, this isn't just some kind of NCAA infraction where some quarterback's getting a few $1,000.
This is a crazy, heinous, evil act.
This is about as bad as it can get.
Right.
Some pedophile that's been floating
outside
around.
of like if he ate the victims and killed them and ate them, is about the only thing that could make this worse.
Yeah, and I think some of it's just a little bit of denial. Like, they're trying to find reasons why Joe Pa shouldn't be gone, or they're clinging to what was that ideal, which doesn't exist anymore, I think. But I don't know. That's just me being an armchair psychoanalyst. But
Jesus. Yeah, I haven't been able to quite understand where anybody is coming from. I've listened to a lot of points of view trying to come up with a different point of view on this, and I dismiss every one of them. They just don't seem, nothing seems valid to me. Any justification seems silly.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of get why people would feel the way they do a little bit. I didn't go to Penn State. I'm not from Pennsylvania. Well, I've always kind of liked Penn State, and I've certainly always liked Joe Paterno. I mean, like most people. And I'm one of those people, I like tradition. I don't know if I'm clinging to something or whatever, but I like tradition. So even when this story broke, in my brain I was hoping they were going to find out that Joe Paterno had done everything he could, because I didn't want him to end that way.
You got an 84-year-old guy who still has enough influence on really, really young people to be able to make them a kick-ass football program for years and years and years. That's a terrific thing. The guy's been on the sideline since 1949 as a player as a grad assistant, So
right.
I mean that's impressive and an incredible story. So he should be an American hero.
Yeah.
But as it is, he's a disaster. And I'll tell you something else. I keep hearing more and more that there's more to this whole thing. That the charity, that the people involved, that there's more than just one guy. And there was some radio guy speculating about this and this kind of weird story about kids being pimped out to the charity to rich donors, and none of that has come out further. But I keep thinking in the back of my head that we're going to hear more about this. That's going to make us even more sick.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if we don't, because a guy with his amount of stature, and it's clear that plenty of people knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And so I think this will be a lot more far-reaching than just Jerry Sandusky and maybe a couple people who sort of looked the other way. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be like a whole trafficking thing. But, I mean, this has happened before. Guys like him put themselves in positions where it's easy to prey. That's why you get that handful of priests that enter the priesthood, and they're able to be around young boys, and why certain scoutmasters join the Boy Scouts, because they're able to pick and choose. They can see all these kids in front of them, and they can
pretty scary.
They know who they're looking for, and they know it when they see it. And same with this guy. Why would he get involved with his charity? Well, it's pretty clear it was a good recruiting tool for his sick behavior. So I would be surprised if he's the only one that was involved in something like this in that charity. That charity I saw last year alone, it's so widespread in the state of Pennsylvania. They served like 330,000 kids last year were involved in that program.
All right. Well, I just wanted to get back into that because I just felt that there was. We didn't talk about it all on Friday, and it was worth it because of the fact that they played the game, and we're going to hear a whole hell of a lot more coming out. So everybody who called and is waiting online, thank you for calling. We are going to move on to these Mark Twain of rock music, Mitch from Wayland, coming up in the next break. But so right now we're going to take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show.
At WGRD.com.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show.
Must have a switchblade hiding in your high heel boot.
All right, here's our band. This is our boys, Wayland, Free Beer and Hot Wing Show band.
'Cause you're high grade, as clever as
And their song Nobody's Perfect, which they played in front of the crowd at the live show, and then at the club, the Red Rooster, that night. And, we got a chance finally to hear Mitch, who earned the name the Mark Twain of rock with his storytelling during the live show. And that happened later in the program. We figured we'd replay this for you. This is amazing.
We were talking about this the other day, and I've heard one of these stories from Mitch directly. Mitch is the lead singer of Wayland. They all live together in a farmhouse, and they have had adventures. Just as a side note, Dean was an actor trying to make his way, and he was in a play where he was going to kiss a man in Los Angeles. That was central to the plot. He was playing a gay guy.
That was his job at the time.
The next day, he was in Los Angeles to be an actor. He'd become friends with the band, and he
called himself a triple threat, Free Beer.
Yeah, sing, dance, act, do it all. And so the next day, he's about to get to the point in the rehearsals where he's got to really mash his face into this other guy's mouth.
French kiss another man. French kiss a man.
And he's having this heart-to-heart with Phil from the band, and he says, hey, man, I don't know if this is for me, this acting thing. It's really hard. I'm always, as an actor, you're alone in your sorrow, and you guys, you have the band. If things don't go well, you can get drunk together and talk about how hard it is. I'm alone. This sucks. And Phil says, quit and become our bass player. Dean's, I don't know how to play bass. So what? Learn.
Yeah. I don't know. I had kind of had my heart set on being the gay white Sammy Davis Jr. But you make a good point, Phil. Maybe I can.
Right. I'm going to quit school, quit work, quit acting, quit my dream, and I'm going to be the bass player in the band.
Oh, my gosh.
That takes guts.
That's exactly what happened. So, dude was musically proficient and did pick it up quick, and, here you are.
So
many years later.
There's lots of stories like that. We're up to 2 viewers now, by the way.
Excellent.
Two viewers. One of them's probably one of us checking it on our phone, probably.
It's Joe.
Joe's
watching
so
himself.
far, the 2 people that are watching this broadcast on Ustream, I know it hasn't been made available yet, but you could find it. The 2 people watching are the 2 producers, Steve and Joe.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really hurtful when we go down to 1 or 0 viewers. I'm not interested in this. So Mitch from the band Waylon joins us, and there's like we said, a lot of stories as we've gotten to know them. But Mitch has, it's strange because I don't know you that well, but clearly there's a streak within you, or there has been in the past, where you would do something that might be considered rash and rage-filled.
Yes, there were times as a younger person, as a younger man, that I would just make a rash decision and go with it.
Yeah,
so to speak.
You know what? That's right up my alley, and I've never seen this in person.
No.
It doesn't manifest like from what I've heard the stories as it used to in the past.
No. I that's one of the things over the years I've tried hard to work on.
Excellent. Good. But still, we can now look back and laugh.
Yes, exactly.
Let's start with the story that you told us early on, Freever. How did it go? Setting it up in terms of Dean and Mitch?
It's people that have had to say this to someone in their life, or barely in their life. Hey, there's something I need to talk to you about. Because it's rare that something good comes out of that. You know, I mean,
something I need to tell you.
It depends on the reaction, I suppose. It can be positive, but inherently what they're about to hear at that point is not the best. Now,
Mitch,
that's not. I know that didn't happen exactly in those stories, but it's those kinds of stories where you've been living with something and you've always thought, geez, how do I tell them that I...
Yeah. Mitch, it started when you came home from a tough day and you wanted a beer, right?
Yes. Yeah, and I had a couple beers left in the fridge, and Dean was actually in the shower. And to preface this, we've lived together for 11 years, so we've been through a lot, and I think we'd been living together for 4 or 5 at the time. And I came home from a long day. Dean was in the shower, and Phil was playing guitar, and I went to the fridge to grab one of my beers, and I said, Phil, do you know what happened to my beers that were in the fridge? He's like, oh, yeah, I think Dean might have drank those this afternoon. I said, he did? He said, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. And I said, well, what happened? He said, well, he looked at me. He said, I'm gonna drink Mitch's beer in the fridge. I feel like having a beer. And so I don't know why. I was enraged. I was enraged by this. I was so upset. And I didn't even tell Phil what I was doing. I was like, okay, all right. And I grabbed a baseball bat.
To be clear, you didn't rage really, like Phil probably knew you were smoldering inside. There was some lava boiling up, but you weren't like, ah!
No. He's seen me punch holes right into walls, and the rage was burning deep inside.
I don't want to see this.
Yep. So I was like, okay, all right, you drink my beer, great. I grabbed a baseball bat and I walked outside, and this happened within seconds. I was like, okay, I know exactly what to do. And I walked outside to his car and I busted out all the windows in his Dodge Daytona. Every window, and I just remember going and being like, bam, 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 and each one like walking around calmly.
You psychopath! What a psychopath!
Yeah, you were.
I was like, oh, okay, good. And then I walked back in. I walked back into the house and I laid the bat down and I sat back down on the couch and I felt a lot better at this point.
Dean, Phil's reading the paper. I was like, hey man, Zach, I hope that was cool. Yeah, it's fine.
I don't remember exactly how I told Phil. But I did tell him that I had busted out the windows and. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so you actually saw it through the window.
Phil was watching through the window.
All right, now we got Dean here. Dean, tell me how you reacted to all of this. You come out of the shower. What happened?
I got dressed and I had to get something out of my car. And
broken glass.
I think he left out.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
I think he left out. When he did this, it was in broad daylight in front of like a bunch of families with kids playing outside. So I went out to my car and I was like,
broad daylight.
Yeah. I was like, oh, someone broke in my car. They didn't just break one window. They broke
actually,
every window.
I remember the exact quote. It was like, someone broke all the windows in my car and they didn't take anything.
I cut all my hands up on the glass in the seat.
Oh my God! I can't believe you guys are pals. I mean, this is unbelievable.
To be clear,
yes,
you didn't tell him it was you.
No, I was like, oh my gosh.
You didn't.
Oh my gosh, dude! What if it rains?
Now, wait a minute.
You won't have any windows in your car.
I can't believe that
Dean's
happened
down
to
there
you.
picking up glass thinking, man, these are good friends. Did you see, to himself thinking, man, Dean, did you see how concerned Mitch was?
And I was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry.
Now, at this point, was Phil starting to like, oh, maybe?
No. Phil's laughing hysterically the whole time.
Okay, he doesn't think
Red
it's you.
in the face.
Yeah,
he didn't. No, he knew it was me.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
saw
it
me
just-
do it
okay.
out the window, and he hasn't told Dean, and he kept it a secret until I told Dean years later.
How can you be in the band? Jesus.
Yeah.
These are terrible friends. They're all awful.
I mean, like,
I've gotten them back many times over.
Yes.
Like Free Bear said, peeing on things.
That's kind of your thing, isn't it?
yeah, you
Yeah,
are
yeah,
excellent.
that's
You guys are ruthless, man.
That's
You're
my thing.
I thought we were bad, just insulting. Like Freeber make fun of me, I make fun of you in front of people. I thought that was bad. But you guys go hardcore, man.
I
We
don't
love
know
each
about-
other.
I don't know about you guys, but clearly I would have a hard time getting over one of you getting mad and breaking my windows out on my car.
Yeah, that would be tough.
I would have a hard time getting past it.
I think the other story, they're kind of two different things because he knows Dean so well. But this other story about this guy that they worked with in the music industry, I think that one is just as devastating, Freebeer.
Yeah, I think so.
Mitch, tell us about this story that you told me the other night.
Well, we were filing papers in an office in Santa Monica for a guy named Jimmy Tavis, who was a part of a hair band called the Lost Boys, and he was like, after he was in this hair band, he turned into be a bodybuilder, and during one of his bodybuilding stints, he hurt his back. After that, he got addicted to OxyContin, and that's when we were working for him in the office, and he was a big guy, and he talked just like this. He's like, you guys, what are you doing? Mitch, put the paper down. Just set it down. You're doing it wrong. And he chewed, and every time he spoke, he spit all of his chew out all over everywhere. So he got addicted to OxyContin, and he kept falling asleep at the desk that he was working at, and he'd like wake up in the middle of the thing, he'd be like and then like get up and like walk out of the room, and we'd be like, oh my gosh, Jimmy, what's the matter? So to keep him from falling asleep, he started doing cocaine. So he lost all of his money to drugs, and his wife left him and took the dog.
Oh.
And he's like, he needed to take a leave of absence, but he owed us like $1,200. And he promised that he would pay. I promise I'll get the money back to you guys. Just give me some time to do it. I'll do it for you guys. I promise.
The conversion of band bucks to U.S. dollars, that's 70,000 American.
Yes. No, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. We were like, okay, Jimmy, we'll give you some time. We went and worked. We did some other odd jobs and stuff like that. And I think a couple weeks went by, maybe a month, and then we didn't hear from Jimmy. And we're like, okay, we need to find where he's at or whatever. So we took another gentleman with us. Me and Dean actually went to his apartment, and Jimmy, bless his heart, he was sick from too many drugs, and there was vomit all over the apartment, and there was actually bullet shells all over the carpet, and he had a gun in his hand, and he's like, oh, come on in, you guys, come on in. He was all messed up or whatever, and he pulled out this gun, and Daryl, the guy that we had brought with us, we didn't know had a gun on him as well. And he pulls out this gun, and he's like, Jimmy, no guns. And I'm like, no guns? Why do you guys have guns? You know? And Jimmy's like, oh, you guys, it's not even loaded. And he puts it up to his head, and he's got this .357, he's clicking it like this. And we're like, oh, my God, this guy is psycho. So long story short, this happened, and he told us Andrea left him, took the dog, blah, 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 blah. He says, I promise I get the money to you guys. I promise I'll get the money to you. Give me a week or something like that. Well, a couple of weeks went by, and we were in a lot of trouble financially. And there was a point in time when Jimmy had shared with me this large large suitcase full of all of his memories. He had like pictures and letters. He used to date Lita Ford, and he had like letters that she had written.
Ooh, that's high living.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was at the top. And
didn't he have a letter from Sharon Osbourne?
Yes, he did have a letter from Sharon Osbourne.
When he was happening, Sharon Osbourne said, "You are going to be great," and she signed it, right?
Yes. Yeah. And he had like pictures of him and the Lost Boys, and it was like a full thing. And I remember he's like, "You gotta see this stuff. This is me when I was your age." And so
and look at you now.
And look at me now.
I mean him. I could be like you.
Yeah. So
cool.
So he didn't.
Incredibly sad. It sounds very sad when he's telling you that. You're like, oh.
No.
You were saying, no, that's great, but in your heart, you're like, oh, boy, what a bummer, man.
But I could tell that Jimmy, he loved this suitcase. So I wasn't even thinking about the suitcase at the time, but we were in trouble. So I said, guys, I gotta go. I gotta leave.
Oh yeah.
And the guys are like,
they knew.
Okay, and they saw the look in my eye. They're like, I don't know what he's gonna do.
There's that look.
Yeah. So
trouble.
I drove to Santa Monica, and I was like, guys, I need the car. I'm going right now.
Oh boy.
They're like, okay, here's the keys. So I drove down to Santa Monica, and I went to the office, and it's locked up, and so I kicked in the door. And there was like 7 computers or whatever. I tipped over all the chairs, broke all the windows in the place, crashed all the computers, all this stuff, smashed everything. I like torn everything apart. I was like this mad rage. I like found a broom and started beating one of the computers, and
you ransacked.
Yeah, I was like, ah! And then as I'm leaving, I turn and I see the suitcase. And I'm like, Jimmy's most prized possession. I'm taking that. So I took it, and I had it for a couple of years, 2 years. And at parties, we would show me like, this is our old boss, Jimmy Tavis, and we'd all go through it and stuff like that. And one day I'm sitting around. Is it okay if I progress with the story this way?
Dude,
good?
You're fine.
I'm sitting around, and I think I was looking at some of my old photos, which I love. I hang on to all my journals and all my letters and all my photos, and I'm like, God, I love these things. And I was like, these things are so special to me. They're so precious to my heart and everything.
Oh.
I look over at Jimmy's suitcase, and I'm like, man.
No doubt covered in number 1, 2, and 3 from Dean.
No, it totally was.
And the 3 was an accident. He just had a really good dream.
He thought it was Mitch's. Where's that suitcase?
So I'm like, man, Jimmy, that poor guy. I don't know what happened to him. I think he still lives at the same place. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring his suitcase back to him. So I drove down to Santa Monica again, and I knocked on his door. He wasn't there, but I found out from the landlord that he still lived there. So I left it outside the door. And lo and behold, like probably 2 weeks later, this guy named Stoley calls me, and he's a guy that worked with us. He was one of the salesmen that worked at the office that we were working at. Stoley is this guy that looks exactly like Vin Diesel, and he's a male stripper. And is like, that's what his night job. And he's from New Jersey, and he like talks like this. He's like, yo, bro, hey, bro. So he calls me up. He says, hey, Mitch, can we get together? We need to talk, man. We need to talk. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, I just wanna come over and talk to you about some things. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, sure, Stoley, come on over, man. That'd be great. So he drives over, and Stoley's dressed in these tight jeans and like it's like one of those old 80s rocker jackets with all the buckles, looking like Vin Diesel, and he's like walking up to me. He's like, oh. And he always had these dark circles under his eyes because he didn't sleep. He like did work during the day and then stripped at night. Mm-hmm. And he'd always tell these like horror strip stories, which is crazy. But today wasn't a strip story. He's like, interesting turn of events happened the last couple of weeks. A couple of years ago, Jimmy's office got trashed. I don't know if you know this, but
I don't know if you know this.
It was ransacked. It was totally trashed, bro. I don't know if you knew this. I'm like, oh, really? That's crazy, man. I can't believe that. It's nuts. Yeah. They didn't take anything except for a suitcase. I'm like, oh, wow, it's crazy, man. He goes, and you know how special that suitcase was to Jimmy. I'm like, yeah, it's nuts. He goes, the crazy thing was the person that didn't take anything but took the suitcase had a conscience. And they decided to return the suitcase. I was like, oh, man, that's crazy, And he goes, and I tried to think about the people that worked for Jimmy at the time, somebody that might have feelings, like a conscience about the situation. And I wanted to know if you knew anything about that situation. I was like, I took the suitcase. I took the suitcase. I busted down the door. I ransacked. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. What, is Jimmy upset? Is Jimmy mad? He's like, no. He actually wanted me to give you this. And he pulls out $1,200, an endless supply of money, and he hands it to me. And I'm like, He's like, there you go. I was going to ask you about this, and if you didn't tell me the truth because I knew it was you, I was just going to walk away and not give you the money and keep it for myself. I was like, well, thanks a lot, Stoli. I really appreciate that. You know?
You thought he was going to kill you.
He's like, yeah. I thought he was going to kill me.
I can't believe those were the only two options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like it's like an after your life is like an after school special with like more. Well, yeah, it teaches all the wrong things. Do a felony, get paid.
The stripper had morals, and yeah, I was really surprised. Like, what if I wouldn't have told him? He would have just been like, okay, just checking. I just was checking up on the last 2 years.
Just wanted to tell you about an amazing coincidence.
Yeah. Okay, well, see you later. Haven't seen you in like 2.5 years. Good to see you. Still stripping.
Yep. So what we've learned is felonies get you two things: roommates and money.
Yep. Vengeance pays.
Right. Exactly.
Property destruction, no problem.
Dude, that's amazing. The whole thing. What a scenario.
No wonder we couldn't get you a hotel.
Your picture is up. Well, God, that's Mitch, the lead singer of our show band, Wayland. Got some great stories, mostly because he creates them. Because in one stage of his life, he was a horrible hothead.
Mitch could have gotten laid on Friday if he chose to.
Oh, I think all of them could have.
Well, Phil, of course, being engaged, he was out of the picture, but
his fiance was there.
And
absolutely,
she was the hottest chick in the whole damn place.
Oh yeah, she's really, really attractive. But they all could have if they wanted to.
It was
man,
crazy.
They won those chicks over.
Oh yeah,
man.
did they
There
ever?
were some milfs in the front row that were just like, oh.
Yep.
Apparently there was so all over them.
There was a couple babes that walked up to Freeber and said, "Which one's Mitch?" And he's like, "Oh, well, that's the guy, of course." And then apparently there was some. I might have heard through the grapevine there was some phone numbers exchanged, but dude went home. He didn't go home with anybody.
No, they had a gig to get to. They had to get in the RV and head out of town. Such is the life of a rock and roller.
Holy
crap. They get done with that event and hit the road.
Well, that's good stuff. I can't wait to talk to those guys again, get some more stories from those dudes.
Yep. Tons of fun. Coming up, I got a story about a football coach making a horrible decision. You hear this every so often. Have you seen that?
I saw that you sent a story that
the
needs
high
to be
school football coach. What a dumbass. Oh, my God. Talk about being in your own little world.
Hot Wings, we also need to get somebody qualified for the trip to Daytona at some point. In fact, we have a lot of those to give away.
Yes.
We need to make a high priority with that.
Yes, we do. So we'll probably do that at the end of the next break as well. So be ready for that. In the meantime, we will take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Berry.
So that is pronounced
Berry.
And if it were Barry, it'd be pronounced how?
Barry.
So the difference is Berry and Barry.
This is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Now, hypothetically, let's say we've got a famous person. His first name is Barry, and his last name is Berry. How would you say his name, Barry?
Barry.
So what do you do when when Barry dies? You bury, right?
Yes, you would bury.
You bury Barry. You bury Barry.
I surrender. You win.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Good morning. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Hot Wings. Eric Zane, producer Joe, producer Steve. Free Beer off today, though we will be checking in with him in a little while.
Next break. I just talked to him.
Okay. He did the Bears-Lions game yesterday from Soldier Field, which is why he's not here today. He was not able to make it back in time. But
game started at like 4 Eastern time.
Like 4:15. Got over last night, I think, at 7:45 or 8 o'clock. And so, that would have been a extraordinarily late night and early morning. So Free Beer has technically the day off today, but we will check in with him to get some of his thoughts on the NFL.
Yeah, things he's seen in Chicago. And why he called a game. I mean, this game was unbelievable. The Bears, they beat the faces off the Lions, man. Mm-hmm. Holy cow.
Their defense was great, and the Lions' offense was terrible.
They would throw a pass. They kept returning for touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 times.
Then the one time,
and another
when
one was
Stafford,
a punt return.
The one
all the way back.
he threw a pick and then he ripped some guy's helmet off. He got really aggressive with like a defensive guy turned offensive after they got the pick and ripped his helmet off. Stafford did.
Wow.
Or flung him down by his helmet, I should say.
Jeez.
And it was Sue who ripped off Cutler's helmet. But anyway, Stafford got pissed off at some guy while they were returning yet another interception. Man, and then a fight broke out. It was sweet.
It got pretty ugly there, in the about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But we'll talk to him about that since he was there, saw the whole thing unfold. In other football news, this comes out. Well, you hear this all the time. You hear these stories where you think, don't you get news? How can you be this backward? This guy, this head coach in Wyoming, Pat Lynch, he's been the coach for the Buffalo Bison since 1998, won back-to-back state titles in 04 and 05.
So high school.
Altogether, he's taken them to 6 state championships.
Historic high school coach in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Legend.
He is in the state of Wyoming. So, with that kind of stature, why wouldn't you want to put out a questionnaire called the Hurt Feelings Questionnaire? Apparently, he must have had a couple of guys on the team who had their feelings hurt about something. Well, that to him screams of queer. So, he came up with the greatest idea in the world, the Hurt Feelings Questionnaire. The survey, under a list of reasons for hurt feelings, includes such choices as, I am a queer.
Oh.
I am a pussy. I am a little bitch. And I have woman-like hormones. It asks for the name of the little sissy filing the report and his girly man signature, plus the, quote, real man signature of the person accused of causing the hurt feelings. So if you were the one who caused someone to have bad feelings, you were a man. If you had your feelings hurt, you were a puss.
Oh, that's great. By the way, I have a feeling in the next break when we're coming back from commercial, you'll hear Hot Wings says things like this.
Oh, no. Damn.
Steve was the first one. You might have heard him laugh. As soon as you said, I am a queer, he starts chuckling.
How did I not see that coming?
All right, so we...
Balls. Well, anyway, Lynch, for his part, submitted a letter of apology to the Board of Education. He did resign his position.
That's it.
Quote, I would like to apologize for my lack of judgment and the poor choice that I made from my position as head football coach for Buffalo High School. I know that this situation has caused you pain and discomfort, and for that I am truly sorry. As a person and professional, I believe I will learn and grow from this experience and use it to help others. I appreciate having had the opportunity to coach in this community for the past 22 years. It has been a rewarding experience. I am eager to earn back your trust as I continue to serve in a profession that I truly love.
Yeah, God, it's too bad that there are so many meatheads in football that ruin it for the non-meatheads. You know what I mean?
Unbelievably,
that whole mentality.
Though.
That's why that sport, it's so difficult to find anybody to actually say, yeah, I'm gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it really is crazy. It's so built on tough.
You see,
but for some reason, I mean, I know there are a lot of gay guys who are, in fact, not tough. I am not gay and also am not tough.
Right, it has nothing to do with it.
It has nothing to do.
Nope,
there are plenty of gay guys who are, in fact, extraordinarily tough.
There are plenty of NFL guys who are gay just by sheer
absolutely
averages. So I wish we lived in a day and age when it wasn't a big deal for people to be gay. So it was so much not of a big deal that you would at any one time hear Phil Simms say, "Oh yeah, and that pass, Plax Burress, he is one of the best. He's got great hands, and and he's gay." And
he has got some sweet gay hands.
Wow, that is it. Of all the gay people in the league, he is the best gay receiver. He is a stellar gay athlete, and the gay community should be proud of his gayness. Now, by the way, I don't know if Plax Burress is gay or not.
Probably not. But,
I mean,
he could be.
I don't know.
We
that
don't
doesn't
know.
matter. It doesn't matter his sexuality because I'm not a meathead. So
right. It doesn't matter.
I don't get it.
And I'm certainly not a person who considers myself overtly politically correct.
Right.
But in this case, it is unfortunate that we can't get away from the gay equals wimp.
Right.
If you want to go out and say, don't be a sissy, don't be a wimp, fine, because sissy and wimp means weak.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean gay. They don't have to be the same kind of thing. So
to prove that, we should do gay MMA and have you know, like how we do our game show? We should sanction our own amateur MMA event. The only thing is you have to be good at MMA and, in fact, gay.
Yeah,
so
and in order
Free Beer Show, gay MMA.
And in order to prove that, you have to do it with another dude in front of Zane.
Yeah, right.
So that he knows.
No, wait a minute. Why did I say right?
The big gay MMA.
Well,
but yeah, every time I see these, I just put my hand on my head and I go, you know, maybe the guy's a nice guy, but God, I mean, don't you have a newspaper? I mean, have you ever seen?
Well, yeah.
I mean, how can you be that short-sighted in 2011 that you think it's okay to put out something that says, "Let us know if you're this kind of puss"?
Right, considering what is at stake and how easy it is for somebody to get pissed off and stuff. You think you would have that type of foresight. Because as soon as you send that home with them, here's your homework assignment. The S is going to hit the fan as soon as one parent sees it.
Yeah, check one of these boxes. Check the one that says, quote, that you are a queer.
What the hell? That is rough.
Choose the one that says, quote, you have woman-like hormones.
Right. Man. Okay. Well, supposedly Freeber is going to join us coming up here in just a little bit. And Steve, I know we promised to do something here. Are you prepared for this, my friend?
You mean
white flag? One more lap to go.
Get up off your feet.
Yeah.
Here they go. Here he comes. Outside.
Driving the race of his life.
It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line.
Will he come across the start-finish line? He's going to win the race.
Great.
He's going to win it.
I just got this song out of my head.
Checker flag. Oh!
Burton will win it over Boyer.
All right. What a finish.
And there it is. She's not. Come on now.
You got to tell them what they need to do at some point.
By the way, while we're at it, thanks Joe Nelms for giving me a call back to even say no, I won't show up. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, what caller does Freeber normally take for this? So you just pick one?
Taking caller 31.
Okay.
1-800-947-3979. Caller 31 qualifies for the trip with us to the big race in Daytona with cat footwear. Everything's covered. We don't need to go over the list because all you have to do is call.
It's great.
If you're caller 31 and you win, that's the last thing you have to worry about.
Right.
They'll call you and say, get on this plane, meet at this bus stop, be here, and that's pretty much it. 1-800-947-3979.
Hopefully they won't be a pain in the ass like that last guy who called Needy Chuck.
Yeah. Don't need any more needy Chucks.
All right. But Freeber's coming up next. He'll join us. We'll take a break. It is the Freeber and Hot Wing Show.
Here's something Hot Wings said.
I am a queer.
Oh.
I am a pussy. I am a little bitch. And I have woman-like hormones. I don't.
Wait a minute.
I don't care for that.
Freeber, is he listening on hold right now?
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Yeah,
I want to hear that again.
I am a queer.
Oh.
I am a pussy. I am a little bitch. And I have woman-like hormones.
Bring him in, please. Please. That was not edited. Can you believe that?
I'm very curious of the context.
He was. It was amazing because there was a story.
I don't care for that.
Freeber joins us from Chicago. There was a story about some cement head football coach in Wyoming, a high school guy, who did this test because it was like a mocking test
called the Hurt Feelings Questionnaire.
Because some players, for some reason, had complained about their feelings getting hurt, and this cement head decided to make some questionnaire. And why are my feelings hurt? And then he gave like a list of reasons why they could be hurt.
I am a queer.
Oh.
I am a pussy. I am a little bitch. And I have woman-like hormones.
And so he read it out loud like that. Hot Wings read the questionnaire, and right away we all look at each other and went, that is so being held against you.
Yeah.
I'm sure that seems very fair, Hot Wings.
And shockingly, I never saw it coming until the laughter began.
Free beer?
And I knew I was had.
How many different ways did you have to come up with for saying pick six yesterday?
Oh my God, that was something. What a debacle of a football game. It was terrible on several levels. One, when you're doing the games, they just want a close game. So that was a failure. And then two, while not acknowledging it on the broadcast, I am obviously a huge Lions fan, and I wanted to smash things in the booth.
Dude, I couldn't believe I listened for a little bit on the internet, and I was actually kind of mad at you because you were so unhomery in your call about Devin Hester that I got kind of mad at you.
Well,
because you actually sounded excited that he was running so well.
Yeah, that's hard
to do.
Which is
technically good for you.
Yeah,
but now I hate your guts.
But yeah, in reality, I was super pissed that they punted the ball to him again.
Yeah, it did actually make me laugh on the inside, knowing what you were thinking in your head as opposed to what your mouth was saying.
I've been a fan of the same team as you for a long time, and I don't think I've ever seen pick six. Bears kick it off, pick six, just like that, in the way they did that, you know?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Stafford was, until they threw that touchdown in the final 5 minutes to Scheffler, Stafford was 0 for 14 with 2 interceptions when the Lions had the ball inside the 20. That's the worst I've ever heard of.
My
That's
God.
terrible.
Remember when he seemed like a really good quarterback?
Yeah. Do you think
remember that?
2 weeks ago.
I mean, it's part of what makes this show tick is how we, of course, love the loser team. So everybody from all around the country knows we love these losers who have won more games than lost this year because they got hot early and have since cooled dramatically.
Right.
I mean, I don't even know how to put this into words. I mean, but this seems pretty normal. You know,
it seems pretty bad. Now he does have a fractured finger on his right hand. That's why he was wearing gloves when it was 65 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah, but is that the same reason why he was staring down the receiver so obviously?
Oh, yeah, like the interception they threw, one of them in the end zone, he threw it into triple coverage, and Pettigrew was wide open. It would have been an easy pitch and catch for a touchdown, and he had lost his mind by that point.
Yeah, and then he got in a fist fight with some guy. That guy wanted to beat his face in.
Yeah, it's funny. The DJ, that was on another one of the interceptions, and DJ Moore, who's 5'9", 175, was blocking him down the field, and Stafford, I mean, he's the quarterback, but he's still 6'5", and I don't know, 225, 230. And so Stafford got irritated that he was being blocked and grabbed him by the helmet and threw him down. And then Moore jumped up and did what you're not supposed to do, ran at Stafford while he was down. And that fight started. And the crazy thing is watching the Lions, one of the Lions, I think it was Kyle Vandenbosch, after the game said, well, yeah, we didn't like that he was blocking our quarterback down the field. You don't do that when a guy throws an interception. I find it hard to believe that if the Lions picked off Cam Newton next week and they had a chance to put a big block on him, that they wouldn't hit him.
Yeah.
I just don't believe it, especially with the way they play on the edge the way they do.
They are back to terrible, and I think it's hilarious now.
Oh, I can tell you, I don't think it's hilarious. But they are back to. They do seem back to terrible.
Yeah,
they were. I can't think of any that were worse than yesterday.
For all those Packer fans that listen to our affiliate in Green Bay, I am embarrassed that I actually talked smack.
Yeah, maybe that was premature.
What a disaster!
Because we're knocking on the door now of saying typical Lions or same old Lions.
SOL, dude.
Well, they've lost 2 in a row at home. They have Carolina next week, who should be somewhat of an easy win, but they have a pretty potent offense.
Will they have Cam Newton though?
Yeah, they do.
Okay,
I thought he was out. I thought I just read that he was that he sat out, or that he was out now. Maybe he got hurt yesterday.
Oh, maybe. But then they have Green Bay coming up in San Diego. So
for God's sake,
they could be 7-6 before we know it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Anything else happened while you were in Chicago? I mean, that was a hell of a trip for you. You come back from the Memphis-Nashville deal, and then you're on the road to Chicago.
Yeah, we ran into a few people and that were fun to see. I didn't get to talk to anyone. I saw Mike Wilbon, and I wanted to thank him for being on our show 5 years ago, but I thought that would have been a pointless conversation.
He wouldn't have remembered.
No.
We're not that popular yet.
No.
It's crazy. We always think that maybe they'll remember. No one ever remembers.
No.
Such a bummer.
Why would they? 15 minutes of their life when we called him, and then afterwards, if I remember, Wilbon said, "Hey, next time, why don't you go through ESPN?" Which was a nice way of saying, "I'm never going to be on your radio.
Don't call me at my hotel anymore."
Yeah. Please lose this number.
Oh man, that stinks.
No, but we, earlier in the show we talked a little Penn State. We talked a little how we're sick and tired of hearing football announcers say it's time for the healing to begin. There's no healing to begin. It's not. The hurting hasn't even stopped. This is just getting started.
Not even done discovering all the hurting.
No, hell no.
No.
It's going to be a while.
Well,
yeah, that's for sure.
They can start healing next year, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, we've already forgotten to give away the NASCAR qualification at some point, and we have one down and 4 more to go today.
Okay.
But that's actually not bad that we got one in.
Yeah.
It sounds like things are going the same way as when I'm there.
Absolutely. We have a new intern with a terrible haircut. I don't know his name. He looks to be a pleasant individual. Looks like he cut his hair. It looks like he cut his hair with a belt sander.
Lean over so I can see you.
Look at dude's hair.
Man, that is hair by Weed Eater. Okay.
No surprise that Hot Wings found out we had an intern when Zane told them on the radio.
Dude, I can't see him.
So, you know the design of this room.
I can't see him. I never even know anyone's in there.
It's such a mess. My God, his stupid dump. What?
It's set up perfectly.
It's conducive to failure.
Yeah, that's
what I know.
It's unfortunate that the setup was easier to swallow at temporary tables in Memphis with headsets than it is at our home
Tell you
base.
what, Freeber, we're going to do the replay of Joe getting killed by Mocha in just a bit here, and we will leave you with this.
I am a queer. I am a pussy. I am a little bitch. And I have woman-like hormones.
Okay?
That would hurt less if it wasn't all actually true. I just didn't mean it to be true at that time about myself.
Hot Wings, will that intro, when that is eventually made, feel worse than the one that labels you as a serial killer?
I don't know. I mean, that one's true, too.
That one left the mark on Thursday.
Yeah, he didn't like that. He got all antsy.
Yeah, that one, that didn't feel good.
All right, Freebeer, well, you and your beloved wife with child, take care. We'll see you in a day.
Thanks for covering.
All righty.
All right, man.
We'll talk to you, buddy.
See ya. Our very own Free Beer.
Mm-hmm.
On location.
Yep. Making it happen in Chicago. You want to give it with a NASCAR deal? What the hell?
Why not?
Let's
do it.
Let's put Monchi Chi 2 on the case again.
White flag, one more lap to go.
Get up off your feet. Here they go. Here he comes. Outside.
Driving the race of his life.
It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. Will he come across the start-finish line? He's going to win the race. He's going to win it finish. He's got a good run on him. Here they come. Checker flag. Oh!
Burton will win it over Boyer.
All right. What a finish.
All right. Caller 15 right now, 1-800-947. What? It's got to be 31?
31.
Of course, for Burton.
Oh, it's always going to be
I take
31.
it back. Number 31 for Jeff Burton.
Okay.
Caller 31 at 1-800-947-3979 gets qualified for NASCAR math. Do it right now and get in. Right now, though, we'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Steve, who's our winners or qualifiers for NASCAR math?
Well, we got a couple of qualifiers.
Yep.
Because we did 2 right in a row there. John Goman from Troy, New York. And also Nick Perna from Brick, New Jersey.
Brick, New Jersey, apparently is getting a lot of qualifiers from
Brick's bringing it
that
strong.
part of the country.
New Jersey in general is bringing it strong.
Brick.
I think we have like 26 or 27 qualifiers, and a quarter of them are from Jersey.
Nice.
Wow.
Hot Wings, what Hot Wings sings today? What do you got?
It's about Ashton Kutcher and how he's a Twitter idiot. Did you hear what he did with
I did not.
Joe Paterno?
I did not hear that, so I look forward to getting all that info and your take on it.
Pretty stupid.
Okay. Very good. Right now, we got to do this. Holy crap. Massive mocha. And we got to have a discussion later on, probably right after the top of the hour, about massive mocha. Something that did not make the airwaves that can be talked about now. Okay?
Yeah, something made the airwaves, just not these airwaves.
True. We need to discuss this, and we'll get to that after the top of the hour. But without further ado, this is it, man. Joe does the massive mocha squashing.
Yeah. So does Joe.
Yeah.
Also going to be doing the same thing is
she coming through here when she comes in?
Dean Pizzazz.
You might want to clear out here.
Mr. Dean Pizzazz from Wayland is going to be experiencing much the same. I met Mocha backstage, I guess, in the back room here at the Buzz
green room area.
Just like you said, off the air, just the sweetest lady. We thought that same thing when we talked to her.
She is a darling. We loved her on the radio. We met her in the hotel yesterday. Sweet as can be. And it's going to be great.
Now there's a group of men, a segment of the population, maybe some women too. I'm guessing, but it seems like a guy thing.
There's got to be one here who just isn't saying. There's someone in the audience who's into this.
I never thought of that, but there probably is someone.
It's Dan. It's
their fetish, and they came.
I mean, if I were to guess,
for this. Joe is one of them. By the way, we're Ustreaming this, and you can get to it at freebeerandhotwings.com, and I believe Steve made it so you could do it on the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show Facebook.
You can see it live. You can see what's about to happen.
So I'm dueling as a host and cameraman here, so God knows it's probably all shaky and weird, but and if it works, we'll be delighted, so you may be able to see this. There will be video. Is somebody recording this? I guess we are recording this for the radio show, right, Joe?
Yeah. Richard's got it. Whitmer's got
Somebody's
it.
got it.
He'll get that to
there
us.
You go. For that,
way to go, Richard. He's a listener and interim show member.
Yes. Congratulations.
You are behind the scenes, Richard.
And possessor of the awesome handlebar mustache.
No kidding.
Yeah. That is
somewhere.
Sweet.
Raleigh Fingers is lying dead in a ditch with a naked face.
You stole his mustache.
1% of the people remember Raleigh Fingers.
Yeah.
Still.
The Wisconsin stations. That was a big hit there.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah,
all right, Joe, what's the plan right now?
Well, we bring her out.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it, Free Bear. Let's bring her out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Massive Mocha.
Let's bring her in here. Now, as we get started, do you want Mocha to just to chill and us talk to her for a little bit, Free Bear? How would you like?
We want to say hello.
Okay.
We had such a great time talking
there you
to
go.
Mocha when we were on the phone that time when she was at her home in Chattanooga.
Hello. How do I do this?
Hold down the button until the light turns green. There you go.
Okay. All right.
And Dino's going to be up first for squashing from the band Wayland. He's the bass player.
Yeah. I didn't appreciate that hand gesture.
Yeah.
Now,
I think he was saying he's excited to go first.
Oh, he said, I'm number one.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk to Mocha here for a second, Free Bear. Mocha,
Sure.
we met in the hotel in the lobby yesterday. How was your rest last night for this big event?
Oh, it was awesome. Great. Love the bed.
Okay. Accommodations are good?
Accommodations are great.
You feel comfortable with what's going on here? I mean, this is kind of in your wheelhouse. This is your thing.
This is my thing, but let me tell y'all, they didn't give me time to put my makeup on, so blame it on them.
You look as beautiful now as you do every time we see you on the videos and as you did on Dr. Drew. So take that. So, what did you now? Was there some? Did Dr. Drew ever? Did he think that he was going to maybe want to be squashed at any one point?
No, actually, he ran from me.
He did. I remember you offering to him, Dr. Drew, if you want to do it, and he was quick to say no.
Yeah, very quick to say no.
Yeah. Did they treat you well on that show?
Oh, God, I got treated like a queen.
They did.
Oh,
Good.
That's cool.
The queen that I am.
Right, absolutely. By the way, massivemocha.com. And we talked about this when you joined us on the radio that time. We said they're a segment of men that enjoy this on whatever level they do. You don't do anything inappropriate that some people might say would... we said it's no sex. Nothing like that. This just takes care of the fetish that these guys like.
Exactly.
Very good.
Okay.
Now, Joe does not have this fetish, but he's going to experience it anyway.
Yeah. Mocha, we might be opening a new door for Joe. He's never done this before.
He wants to. Secretly, he wants to. Deep down inside, I can see that look in his eye. He wants to.
Yeah, he does. It's true.
Have you ever had anybody who has, really maybe never done it and wasn't quite sure, and then the second after it happened, boom, it was like a brand new door opened up for them?
I've had had a few like that, yeah. I tend to hesitate, though, because if you haven't done it, then you don't know what to expect, and if you are, like, too tight, and everything like that, then not in that way.
Yeah.
But,
if you're tense.
It can harm you, yeah. If you're too tense, it can harm somebody, and I'm not into going to jail. So.
You're right. Now, Mocha, in the video you showed on Dr. Drew's show, you said, all right, well, I like to let them have it for people that are used to it and maybe stay there an extra second or an extra count after they give you the
squirm is what you said.
Oh, yeah, I like to make them squirm.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't y'all ladies like to make them squirm? Make your men squirm?
Yes, they do.
Now, Mocha, when we talked in the lobby, there was some concern initially. Now, we kind of just threw caution to the wind, which is our fault, and thought that we could have squashed Joe on one of these many couches here. And right away, you said that is a OSHA problem. We cannot have that.
Right, exactly. I wouldn't hurt Joe. Look, he's a sweetheart.
Right, you would never want to do that. But if we did it on the couch, it could be a problem, right?
Yeah, it could really hurt his back pretty bad.
And you know that from experience.
Yes, from experience.
So you actually heard a guy, and he was like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble?
Yeah, actually, he was a championship bodybuilder, and I knew if I hurt him, then an average person was out. Yeah.
All right, now. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a normal build. He's not
far below average.
He's not a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he's definitely
now,
not
Mocha,
a bodybuilder.
This is our setup. Do you think this box spring in bed will be okay as you test it out by jumping up and down on it?
Yeah.
Yep. This is all great. Well, we took this bed from a man who is in Amsterdam and he's traveling and doesn't know that Chad took his bed. He just took his bed.
He stole it.
We did not have the bed. I called Chad with Troy at 8. It was a conference call about getting a bed so you could squash Joe, of all things. Amazing. And he happened to be at a comedy club, and he turned around, and there was a bed in front of him.
Why wouldn't there be?
Apparently he lives at the comedy club, and he took the man's bed. So that's how this came together, and I think that's just a legendary story.
There's two things he likes, laughing and sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. They should always be together.
All right, Free Bear, let's get this going.
Well, Dean from Wayland had been really expressing a desire to do this. He
knew it would be good for the band.
So, Dean, you're up first.
He is scared, Mocha. This is Dean.
All right. Dino holds the record for band members needing to have the dump button hit.
Yeah. Dean is known to occasionally swear, Steve, FYI.
Yeah. Steve, you're ready, right?
Yeah. Get the dump ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Now, Joe, you're going to be up after this.
Mocha, before you do that.
Joe, as they get the bed ready and stuff, what are you thinking as you're watching this go? Because it's like watching your future.
I just don't want to be hurt. I so badly don't want to be hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Now, Dean is getting to know Mocha, and she's assuring him it's all going to be okay. He is hugging the world famous massive Mocha. What's her website again? Yeah. He'll give you a sure.
Okay.
Yeah. He's talking MMA. He goes, "Do I tap out?"
Now, we might want to have Joe or maybe Tyler, one of the guys from the band.
Yeah, I'm moving around too
much. Be the microphone over there, because otherwise we're not going to. We got to have the microphone right by Dino when this happens, so that there's a really good reason to dump.
Hey guys.
Okay.
To give you a little play-by-play, Dino is laying on his back, legs hanging off the side of the box spring and mattress to our left. He is shaking.
He's so
as Mocha is poised to bring the hurt.
Yep.
It is about to go on. Dino?
I'm really nervous.
And Mitch, you might be able to hear him laughing behind me.
Okay. I think I'm good.
He's got to go again. Dean got squashed.
Dino!
Nice job, Dean. You took the squash.
Now, Joe.
Yeah.
Actually, Mocha, are you ready for Joe?
I've been ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you surprised us when you hit Dean, but Joe's actually going to call for it in the same. We've got emails from listeners saying he's got to do it right. Joe has to do it right, just like the guy in the video.
Yeah, Dean did it wrong like he does everything wrong.
How can that even be, right? But so, Joe, you're gonna get this ball rolling, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right.
Damn it, I am.
Guys, before you go, Zane,
Yes.
can you make sure you hold the camera the opposite way?
Zane, can you hold? Do you want it horizontal, Steve?
Yeah, it's got to be up and down, or else it's going to
It is
show
up and down. It is. I was
Really?
holding it up and down.
That's weird.
All right.
It's showing up sideways on Ustream.
So he should turn it sideways.
I think it's because my iPhone is broken and it doesn't like to orient things differently. Remember how we were talking about that in the office?
yeah.
This is very not interesting to.
That's better. Whatever you just did,
300,000
that's
people.
better.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right,
if we do the opposite of what Steve said, everything's
so
perfect.
we put it back horizontal.
Yeah.
Opposite of what you told us. And
All right.
Good.
Joe, are you ready? I know Mocha's ready.
Totally,
She said,
but
"I'm
totally ready.
All right.
I've never been more ready for anything ever.
Joe's going to
Okay.
lie
All
back
right.
on the bed. Again, we
Very
are in the
good.
Buzz Acoustic Den. You'll be able to see this video. Joe is lying down.
Is this good?
Now, Mocha, wait for Joe. Yeah, because he's got to give the magic words.
Should Joe scooch a little more towards the end of the bed, Mocha? Yeah. Joe, scooch a little closer. Get in there, Joe.
Okay, Joe.
Joe, do you think your fiance, Hey You, is watching this on the Ustream?
No.
Does she know what you're doing today? I mean, not that
No.
you're not doing
I
anything
don't know,
wrong,
maybe,
but you've
at
made it
this
very
point.
clear to us that if she says, so what'd you do in Nashville? You're like, we did the live show, went out to the Buzz Rock Girl final. Not that much happened.
Yeah, nothing.
I have to pee. Can we have time for me to pee?
I don't think we can, Joe.
No,
I mean, we're
no,
running
this-
really behind schedule.
Yeah, this will probably help.
We got to save time for what have you learned later on. Do you think you're going to wet your pants?
Might. I don't know. I've never done this before.
That'd be pretty epic if you did.
I'm not going to lie. If some number one flies out and you ruin your only other pair of jeans that you brought with you after you've worn the other pair for 3 days, this is going to be great.
All right. 3, 2.
No, wait.
Yeah, you
This
don't need to give a countdown.
We gotta-
You guys got to say
We
the
built some
word.
drama.
I was going to do it like the guy.
Are you guys ready for Massive Mocha? Are you ready to see Joe?
Drop it, baby.
Oh, that had some fun.
Oh my God, my back is touching box spring.
She rocked a little bit. Oh, my God.
Oh, it's so constricting.
I don't know if he's ready.
Oh, he got the double whammy. Oh, I'm seeing spots. I'm not even joking. It's like,
He got the double splash.
thank you.
Massive Mocha!
Thank you, Mocha. Thank you.
MassiveMocha.com. Joe,
You took 2.
those were now we
My
saw
God.
we saw what Dean got. Dean got Mocha Light.
Yeah, Joe got a double Mocha.
Double Mocha. Let's hear it again for Massive Mocha. That was fun. Joe?
Don't leave without getting paid.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
We'll
Don't
make
worry
it
about
rain
that.
and back.
You sweat it. Mocha, come get your money. We'll give it
Mocha,
to you now, honey.
We have cash.
There you go.
We included extra for gas. See? We keep our word. We're not like some of those.
She goes, make it rain.
Yeah, dude.
Should have got it in singles.
The world famous Massive Mocha.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. What a scene. That was amazing. How about her?
Joe, that made a. I mean, we all heard it here. You heard it on the radio. That was an
Unbelievable sensation.
Did you kind of like it?
No.
Okay.
But it was unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, I was on that end of the bed, and it was like being on a boogie board on the ocean.
Yeah, it looked like you got launched.
I moved big time.
You did. You went up.
Big
in the
girl.
air.
Yeah, you went way up.
Yeah.
Did
Very
my
good.
face turn red every time that happened?
Absolutely.
Because I
Yeah.
could feel blood.
Yeah.
It wasn't blood.
No,
To
your
my feet
your
and my
aorta
head.
was the size of a pin.
That was unreal.
Any more, you'd have had a stroke.
You know how a lot of Joe stunts end up being known for a quote, and this one is going to be, "OMG, my back is touching the box spring." That's going to be the quote. That's going to be the equivalent of, "The balls are here! The balls are here!"
Yeah. And once again, I barely remember saying that. It was all a flash.
All right, there it is. That was
My
from the
God.
live show in Nashville. To me, it was so sweet when she did the first one, and then you can hear the crowd starting to buzz because they knew she was getting ready to let him have it with a second. And then whammo! Boy, and there's a couple footnotes that you don't know about that we need to talk about. in the audience, and that is something surrounding Dean from Wayland. And also something that hasn't been discussed at all in the air about Mocha for fear of what was a sensitivity issue. If this would have been heard, she may have bailed on the event, but it in fact was a legitimate concern. Mm-hmm. And it was presented to us on Thursday when we met her in the hotel, and it was presented to us, I don't think as intense because it was the beginning of the day, but Joe may disagree. Yeah. And we'll get to that in just a little bit. Plus, more chances to qualify with for the trip to Daytona. What Hot Wings thinks is still on the way. Did you say he had some tweets about Joe Paterno?
Ashton Kutcher, yes.
Ashton Kutcher, pardon me?
Yes.
Did about Joe Paterno?
Yes.
And you're going to reveal those, and your commentary is about that?
Yes, it is.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
This ought to be great.
Yeah. Let's just say there was some post-scrambling involved.
Oh, he had to, do damage control?
Yes. Definite damage control. He may have been on the wrong side.
Oh, my God. How does that happen?
I don't know.
All right. But we'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
If I ever see me from the waist down in a story about the fattening of America, the next thing I see will be an approaching brick wall as I speed my car towards it.
The only way you can't feel really bad about yourself is if you see that shot from the waist down and it says, "Our wiener's getting bigger."
Right. News report. And finally tonight, what if they showed that and then Zane turned around eating a hot dog and went, "What?" That's right. That's right. It all gets on me eating one.
Yep.
No, I'm actually eating a stubby Vayner.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
All right, 1-800-947-3979. That is our number. Hot Wings, Eric Zane, Steve, Joe, intern Whitney, and intern Garrett. Garrett, brand new.
Yeah.
Free Beer making his way back to the broadcast facilities. Will be with us tomorrow as he travels from Chicago. Him doing the Bears game yesterday.
Yep.
And I wanted to point out, we have a couple of videos available for you to see at freebeerandhotwings.com that Steve worked his face off all weekend. Thanks to Richard Whitmere. Did I say it right?
Whitmere, I think
Whitmere,
so.
Who shot all the video and had all the pictures. He did all the media for us just without even asking.
Which
he just
was
did it.
Great. Thank you.
He's the Nashville listener, and he provided that for us. We were able to make the video thanks to what he shot.
Yeah, anybody else that ever wants to just come out and volunteer, shoot all the video, and then send it to us, that's perfect. I'll take that any day.
It's a big, big help.
But yeah, there's a video of Joe getting squashed by a massive mocha that is on the Joe Stunts page if you click on videos, and then there's one of Dean from Wayland also getting squashed.
All right. Now, it's important that you mention Dean from Wayland because it brings us into one of two things that we have to talk about, and the first one being Dean. Did you know going in, I found this out later, Joe, you might be interested to know that Dean had a word with Mocha before it all went down.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
This sucks. Now, Mocha, when she let you have it, we all heard it. She hammered you like nobody's business.
No, wait.
Yeah, you don't need to give a countdown. You guys got to say
we built some drop.
I was going to do it like the guy.
Are you guys ready for Massive Mocha? Are you ready to see Joe?
Drop it, baby.
Now you can hear the audience. You can hear the audience going, oh.
Yeah, it was a big drop.
She let him have it. And then before he could even recover, she hit him again. And you can hear the audience starting to buzz as she starts to tip on Joe.
You could tell.
Oh, my God, my back is touching box spring.
Oh, she rocked a little bit. Oh, my God.
Here comes.
I'm so constricted.
No, I don't know if he's ready.
Oh, he got the double whammy. Oh, I'm seeing spots. I'm not even joking. Just a quarter ton of ass slamming down on my chest.
Yeah, she really brought the thud.
Oh. Now, when Dean did it, no one even really, if you were listening and didn't have the luxury of seeing it, you didn't even know it went down, man.
No. Well, it went very slow. She didn't slam him. She didn't drop. She sat down onto him.
All right. We found out after the fact that Dean bent her ear and said, Mocha, take it easy on me. I'm very scared. And make sure you really slam Joe. Or something to that effect. Yeah. Is that not what I heard? Did you hear the same thing?
And he added, now this is a good turn of the tables on Dean, who was told, you'll do this because it'll be good for the band, which of course is a complete line of BS.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the success or failure of the band. We all just wanted to see Dean get smashed.
Yeah.
So then he says to her, yeah, go easy on me. I'm scared. And plus, it'll be better if you really let Joe have it because he's on the show, and it'll be a lot better.
He is right about that.
It's true. I mean, what he said was actually true, but it was funny.
But it was still very puss of him
that he did that, and she did. She followed his direction.
I think Dean owes us a stunt.
I'll agree to that. If it replaces one that I would have to do.
When I shaved my mustache before the time was to shave it, I had to glue all your mustache hair onto my face.
Yes.
And if they're going to...
The thing about...
Remember that?
I forgot about that.
That was ridiculous. So sick.
It made it so much worse for me because I saw her sit on him and I went, well, this isn't going to be that bad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was honest about it. I said, I'm actually kind of relieved. That didn't look too bad. And then, boom. I mean, it didn't look pleasant anyways.
No, but there's a big difference between setting down 500 pounds and dropping 500 pounds.
Oh, my God.
You add a couple miles per hour, and that makes the weight seem a lot higher.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there was something else that made this a bit of a problem.
Big problem.
Yeah.
Can't you smell that smell?
You're damn right. I could taste that smell.
Yeah, there was a bit of a funk in the air. I mean, as hard as somebody tries to be sanitary or or clean or whatever,
Joe.
I think it's a little difficult when you get to a certain size. You can't really reach everything quite the way that a healthy person might be able to. Like, there's not a part on my body that I can't easily clean.
Oh, right. Yeah, no.
With my hands. With an arm bend here or a slight twist there. I can reach every single external part of my body and clean it, as can you guys. Now like my dog, Lola. She can't reach that big fold on her face. Right.
So we have to take these malicetic wipes and clean out the eye goop, the
grundle,
sweat, and the various bits of grundle.
Santorum that builds up around there.
Inside of the dog's folds.
Dude,
Mocha had tons of Santorum in her.
Oh, my God.
And we didn't know that.
A little skin cheese.
I wasn't even planning on seeing her Thursday. She was going to get to the hotel. I was rock climbing. You were working out at the Y. We were getting home kind of late, so I was just going to give her a call or text and say, hey, listen, someone will be by at 7:30 to pick you up. And that's all. We didn't need any more.
No.
Well, she ended up calling me and saying, I don't have a credit card. You have to get here so I can get into my room.
We were a mile away from... I mean, we touched a little bit on the story, but we kept the stink part out because we didn't want her to bail on the event if she felt insulted. Apparently, just calling her Massive Mocha is not offensive, and she had... Well, that's her name.
Yeah.
So... this one, actually headed back to the hotel. Yeah, I ain't got a credit card. Uh-oh. All right, well, whatever. So we had to go down to the lobby. Hot Wings is already there because he was going to help us out and put it on his card, but we showed up.
We didn't realize we were that close to the hotel, and this is a big lobby in this hotel.
And I walked up to her and I said, hello, Mocha. And she's sitting there with her shoes off, and she's got her pajamas on. And she looks to be very tired and just fatigued beyond belief.
She's annoyed,
She's at the end, she's bugged. All we want to do is get her up to her and Miguel, who's got food all over his shirt.
Yeah.
Get these two out of the lobby and get them to bed. Mm-hmm. And then we go to pay up to the counter, and Joe has his credit card. He's going to pay for it. And then it hit me. Something's wrong with the air. It's not appropriate. Something's gone on.
Yeah, there's something dead in the air.
And I swear to God, I almost gagged Joe.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And I snuck up behind Joe and I go, Joe, he's actually at the counter. I can smell that woman. Could you smell it at the time when you were down there, Hot Wings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, as I did my breeze through.
I didn't talk to you. You took off.
Yeah, I came down. I was
trapdoor.
I knew that you guys were arriving, so my presence wasn't necessary downstairs, but curiosity got the best of me.
You wanted to see Goliath.
I was yeah, I did. I wasn't yet ready for bed. I was still wearing my clothes, so all I had to do was throw some shoes on and walk down. Right. No big deal. So I was curious, and I walked down, and I see you guys. I can just see the looks on your face. I know you well enough that I know the exchange of glances going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I see Miguel first, and I go, hey, how are you? And he introduces himself. I introduce myself. We shake hands. And then I see Mocha, and I said, hey, Mocha, how are you? You doing okay? I'm Hot Wings, and glad that you're here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh.
And I looked at you guys, and I go, all right. And I just walked out the doors, and I walked, because I didn't want it to seem like I was being rude going up. I wanted it to seem like I had somewhere to go. So I walked out.
You were fine.
And then I walked around the back and just came in the back and went back upstairs.
And then Zane left, too, because I was the one who had to deal with the credit card issue. So I'm handling her.
I did. I tried to trapdoor you, but then we had that concern.
Yeah, well, you forgot what room you were in.
Oh, that's right. I forgot what room I was in.
And I was actually incredibly relieved because with that stink and Mocha and Miguel, I felt so alone at that moment. I'm like, I don't want to be alone with these two.
Yeah.
They were very nice, but that smell, it was just weird.
Really uncomfortable.
It was because the show business part is the next day, and I just wanted to keep it.
Yep. I'm right there with you, man.
It needed to be separate.
We got to the bottom of that. Then there was the revelation that we needed a bed, and Joe was panicked. I said, Joe, I'm out of here, and I will handle it. Sure enough, Chad and Troy from the radio station did handle it within about 1 minute, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
So then we are the next morning, and then she comes walking out. And to me, it wasn't as strong, Joe, but the stink was still there.
Here's the funny thing, dude, is you were behind her, I think, it seemed most of the time. Well, I didn't smell anything until I walked right in front of her. Like, I assumed she did take a shower, and so it got rid of some of it. But
yeah, she scraped some chunk.
When I was behind her, dude, it was better than when I was in front, which leads me to believe that all of that is built up.
It's all mitt sauce.
Right in front of her.
It is complete mitt sauce.
Yep.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that.
Just dollops of gross in there.
Oh, my God.
And so I was walking by her, and I had to like hold my gag inside of me. I almost let it out, and I was like, I can't, don't do it. Oh, it was so constricting.
No, he's ready.
Oh, he got the double whammy.
Oh, I'm seeing spots. So I'll never forget that smell, dude. Out of everything, it was that
was bad, and we couldn't talk about it.
Yeah, that was the worst because damn it, I really wanted to talk about it.
Whew.
It was a big deal, man.
All right, we got the Free Beer and Hot Wings report coming up in just a bit. That might take 2 breaks because I know we're running late. We got the Black Sabbath reunion. They talked about that on Friday at a big press conference. There was a debate over the weekend. I'm not exactly sure how that went, but I'm sure there's something ridiculous that we can park on for a little bit. Maybe some of the Penn State nonsense. We'll have to wait and see. But that and plus more qualifiers for the trip to Daytona and what Hot Wings thinks. All of that coming up. Right now, though, we'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And I will tell you, it's 3 agencies of government when I get there that are gone. Commerce, education, and the, what's the third one there? Let's see. EPA? EPA, there you go. No,
Is EPA the one you were talking about? Or?
No, sir. No, sir. The education, the commerce.
Oh.
And let's see. I can't. The third one I can't. Sorry. Oops.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Well, is that survivable? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty weird. I was from the debate Wednesday on CNBC from Michigan. with Rick Perry.
Yeah.
That gaffe was amazing.
That was a good one.
There was a debate over the weekend on Saturday as part of the Free Beer and Hot Wings report. The Republican candidates having another debate.
My God, how many debates can we have?
And Scott Pelley was the moderator.
All right.
And that whole gaffe thing came up, and I thought Perry kind of rolled with it pretty good.
Governor Perry, you advocate the elimination of the Department of Energy. If you eliminate the Department of Energy...
Glad you remembered it.
I've had some time to think about it, sir.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
I was sitting around N-Head, and I realized, me too. I realized I was sitting around my shiver robe and N-Head that it is, in fact, the Department of Energy Commerce thing. What?
But it makes sense for everyone to come in at zero and make your case.
Zero.
As a matter of fact, we ought to try doing that with some of those agencies that I was trying to think the name of the other night.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good rolling with it.
Let's see. This was awkward. In this segment, Mitt Romney has 60 seconds to make a point. Scott Pelley interrupts him. And Mitt says, wait a minute. I know that I've got more time.
And got nothing in return. And
that's the time, Governor, on the question. We're going to adhere to time very quickly. But let me.
I get 60 seconds.
Yes, sir. And
that was 30.
The 60.
Sorry, it started at yellow, so I have much more time to go.
You know what, Governor? I stand corrected. Yeah. You are right. Please continue.
All right, thank you.
Way to go, Pelley.
You're damn right. So he got his full 60 as far as we know.
Has Newt Gingrich somehow crawled back into this race?
A bit. Yeah, a bit. You know, the thing with Newt that I guess was positive is he got all of his stupidity out of the way very early. It's kind of like losing in game 1 in college football. As long as you lose early, you still have a chance to make it to the national championship. If you lose late, you're screwed. But he obviously is a very smart guy, and he kind of seems like he's in it mostly just to keep everybody sort of focused on beating Barack Obama instead of beating each other up at the debates. Because oftentimes you hear him say, look, regardless of what one person says against another, we're all here for the main purpose, and that is to become president so that Barack doesn't.
Yeah, telling you, he's winning support here. He refused to bash Mitt Romney, apparently.
Mr. Speaker, you said yesterday that Governor Romney is a competent manager, but you said you were unsure if he was really capable of changing Washington. You said you were the change agent. Based on the arc of this campaign and perhaps what you've heard tonight, would you care to evaluate Governor Romney's ability to think outside the box and change the United States national security or foreign policy perspectives?
No. You said so last night.
Then what was the point, sir? Then what was the point, sir, of bringing it up yesterday on a national radio show?
Oh, there you go.
I brought it up yesterday because I was on a national radio show. I think he brings up things when he's on national radio shows. We're here tonight talking to the American people about why every single one of us is better than Barack Obama, and that's a topic I'd love to talk about.
Ah, there you go. You did it, man.
Yeah.
You hit it out of the park.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, he's one of those guys that just doesn't seem to quite go away because he's very smart. Whether you like him or not, he's really smart. And that's just the way he's playing his particular campaign. He's not using any of them as enemies. Yeah. So yeah, he's just kind of hanging around a little bit, like in third place.
Mm-hmm. Black Sabbath is back. They did a press conference. Rick Rubin is making their record. Here's some of Ozzy in his bugle mouth and see if you can understand one word.
Okay.
The guy you can the guy you can understand is Tony Iommi.
We tried when we did the reunion before, but it didn't work. But this time, for some magical reason, we've written about 7 or 8 songs over, and they're really good. I'm not just saying that. I'm like, wow, you know.
I mean, we've always been in contact anyway over that period, so it's like, it's not like we haven't spoke for all these years. It's been a constant thing. So it's great that we can all actually be in a room and start playing together now.
And then they'll make the record, and no one will air it. There will be 0 radio stations in America that air it.
Yep. They will all play a song or two when it debuts. We'll play the whole album in its entirety. Coming up this Sunday night at 11.
Radio is so effed nowadays. It's impossible for mainstays of music to get... it's serious. Like Black Sabbath. Bruce Springsteen, he comes out with something new. When was the last time you heard something from The Rising or from Magic by Bruce Springsteen? Those efforts he's put out in the past 10 years. Nobody plays any of that.
I guess it just depends on how it sounds. I mean, I know several of the radio stations, including our flagship, played the latest Ozzy when he had his own stuff out. They were playing a couple songs off that. But then it just disappears.
I
still hear it, though. A little bit. But, I mean, I guess it just depends on how the Black Sabbath sounds, whether it gets played or not.
So, yeah. There is Ozzy Osbourne explaining why they chose Rick Rubin to make the album. Come on. Go.
Do you think that you'll
wait a minute. Wait. Good God. Come on. You sound like... That sounded almost as bad as Free Beer saying the phone number.
Do you think that you'll
Okay, let me back it up here.
All right.
Ozzy.
Do you think that you'll ever get back together? And he wanted to do it a long time ago. About 30 years he's been running that. I mean, we meet up every now and again, and he says, any chance, you know. And it was a good, it's going to work, I think. I hope so.
Yeah, sure. It sounds
My God, it's like listening to somebody who doesn't speak English, speaking English as a second language, where you get just enough out of it that you know what they're talking about.
Who's not trying to move his tongue when he talks.
Right. That's amazing.
Do you think that you'll ever get back together?
All right.
Good God, man. You might as well be Romanian.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, make sure you keep it tuned because we've got a chance for you to get in on the NASCAR trip. That is at any time. I'm not even going to, I'm going to leave you hanging. I'm not going to even say when it's happening, but we've got, Steve, do it. Just do it now for God's sake.
White flag, one more lap to go.
Happening now.
Here they go. Here he comes, outside. Driving the race of his life.
It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line.
Will he come across the start-finish line? He's going to win the race. He's going to win it finish.
He's got a good run on him. Here they come. Checker flag. Oh!
Burton will win it over Boyer.
All right. What a finish. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Hey, man. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Hey, man. Monster drive is unusual tonight. Boogity, boogity, boogity.
All right. After Q. 1-800-947-3979 as opposed to...
We've got a new intern named Garrett.
Yeah, he has been.
He is working for the first time today.
Well done, Garrett.
And as is often the case, when you're put into a new situation, you don't know exactly what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And we got this email, which just sounded funny to me. It says they called for the first NASCAR bit, and it said, "Hello, free beer and hot wings." That was the intern.
Huh? Yeah.
This person writes, "Are you doing the NASCAR thing?" Intern.
Yeah.
The NASCAR thing? Hold on. Are we doing the NASCAR thing?
Oh, talking to Whitney.
These are callers 1 through 5. We need 31. What do I do with this? Hey, you're caller 1. We're looking for 31.
Oh.
Okay, bye. End of call.
Whitney's drunk with power. That is sweet. Kick his ass, Whitney. Just punch him right in the ear if he gets lippy. You got that, Chi, too? All right.
So we need caller 31. Caller 31 is going to get qualified for the trip to Daytona. You get round-trip airfare for 2 to Daytona, 3 nights accommodations at a hotel in Daytona Beach, ground transportation. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, we'll take
Tickets to the race. You'll be in the infield with us. It's awesome.
How about that? Coming up in just a minute, we're going to talk about who is Angie Verona. Verona? We've got a discussion about this viral picture sensation.
Right.
Not by her own choice.
Supposedly.
We'll discuss that.
Yes.
You'll find out more in just a minute. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Mine.
to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Must have a switchblade hiding in your high heel boot.
It's our pals Waylon. Their song is called Nobody's Perfect. They played that for the audience in Nashville. And it's one of the tunes they're going to have released, coming out on iTunes about half a month. So we'll keep you posted.
That's good. I need more because I'm at the point now where I'm training for that marathon, so I'm listening to music the entire time I'm running.
Mm-hmm.
Last weekend I listened to their entire album twice on my long run. So.
Mm-hmm. So we got a story that we kind of fell on. We saw them talking about it on Good Morning America today, and there was a special on it earlier on Nightline about this. It says unwanted internet sensation. Angie Verona, did I say that right?
Verona or Verona. I'm not sure how she pronounces it.
We'll let Nightline give you the story, but just so you know, she's a 14-year-old kid, or was a 14-year-old kid. She's 18 now, and this story is coming out now in a kind of a weird way. But she didn't look 14, and the whole world saw her pictures. Here is Nightline talking about
campaign to prevent teen pregnancy. 1 in every 5 teenage girls has sent nude or semi-nude images of herself or posted them online. In the case of a 14-year-old you're about to meet, those images spread far beyond their intended audience. Here's my co-anchor, Terry Moran.
When you meet Angie Verona, you can't help but notice her smile wherever she goes.
Oh, it's not what anyone is noticing.
Angie's one of those kids who just always seems to be smiling, even as we ask her about the pictures that changed her life.
You're famous.
I wouldn't say famous. I'd say more like infamous.
Oh, those are huge boobs.
Like... Okay, wait. I need to get rid of the smile. Hold on.
A good kid, a great future, you'd hope. But what happened to this Miami teen 4 years ago nearly destroyed her.
The girls were really cruel. Like, everyone was saying how I'm going to become a porn star and how, like, I'm such a slut for doing that. Like, I don't want this to ever happen to anyone else.
What happened to Angie Verona is every parent's nightmare in the digital age. A cautionary tale for our time. Angie was 14. She had a boyfriend, her first, and like so many teens and young people
and they're
today,
showing all the photos
of herself. So here they are, a few photographs of a 14-year-old girl in bra and panties taken for her first boyfriend.
No one ever thinks that,
she took so many photos and she did not have the body of a 14-year-old.
No. Her body is that of a bombshell. Yeah. And her face, to me, she's got a kid face. I feel sick looking at them.
I think there are a couple of them where maybe she does, but I think a lot of them she does not. She looks 18 or older,
Joe,
in most of them.
Joe, your thoughts as we commence through this fiasco early on?
I think, she looks 18.
She easily, could.
And I think she wants to.
I do too. I don't think this is an accident.
And I don't think there's anything innocent about her.
No, because she's got hundreds of pictures. She knows she's good looking, and she knew it then, and she took these for, she's a huge narcissist, this one.
Well, and the ones they're showing on the Today Show and ABC News, those are the tame ones.
Well, all right.
This girl wears the kind of hot lingerie my mom buys.
Steve writes that down as a potential promo. That may make the cut.
May hear that later today.
All over the internet. You just do it for yourself.
Yes, Angie's pictures ended up all over the internet. All over, including some of the scuzziest pedophile corners of the web.
It was depressing.
Let's not judge them.
Well, and now they can say the scuzziest pedophile corners of the web. But she doesn't look like a little kid. I mean, when I think pedophile, I think it's obvious that you're looking at pictures of a kid. Her pictures are not obviously a kid.
Yeah, and
she's got the body of a woman.
And they're in every mainstream nook and cranny of the internet. There's nothing. All you have to do is type in her name.
Yeah. That's how we got to this story.
Right. This wasn't some misguided 9-year-old who looks like a 9-year-old. You know what I mean? This is a 14-year-old who looks like she could easily be 21. taking all of these bra and panty shots.
Like, at first I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Then I cried.
Okay. She was upset.
Why did they have to interview her in the
You
car?
get more than 600,000 results, more than 55,000 images.
Wow.
All there against her will.
Now these are all. She's not naked. But she is obviously in her pictures that she took for her boyfriend, as she says.
Right.
Where obviously they look great for if she looks like an adult, then she does have a gigantic rack. It's clear. They're just massive.
Yeah.
They stick out, and she has a lot of cleavage and takes pictures of that.
Yeah.
For this young man she happened to be dating at the time.
Was a lucky kid, by the way.
Can you imagine?
God.
So she's a 14-year-old at the time, and I don't know. Did she say the age of her boyfriend at the time?
I don't know. Probably 36.
More than likely.
Oh my God! Now I know how Free Beer feels. He's a cook. He has a car.
He drives a Miata.
He owns the Toronto Raptors.
Beyond her or anyone's power to stop. You see, Angie stored her pictures online on a website called PhotoBucket. She used a password to protect them, to make sure no one but her boyfriend could see them. But
I guess there wasn't another site that ended in bucket.
Oh, now I get what you're doing. Now I know where you're. Now I know what you're thinking.
Her photos.
Oh no! What the hell? Oh boy! Bucket.
Now, just a minute ago, did it say there were 58,000 pictures?
Something like that.
Oh, come on.
Wait a minute.
Please. Oh, yeah,
Like,
she's a real victim. 58,000 pictures of your boobs. You're that enamored, and you really care that they got out?
Didn't she want them only for herself and for her boyfriend?
Yeah, that's why she put them on PhotoBucket.
Yeah.
That site that no one knows about and no one can ever
but it had a password. Didn't it have a password? Doesn't that?
You know, there's no name, though. It was like Angie.
Password is boob.
Angie's cans.
Oh.
Yeah, but Facebook is too, but you don't, you don't put anything on there. It's so easy to hack those websites, those social networking sites.
It's easy. You can just take anything.
No, that's serious.
Please.
a lot of other girls who do the same thing, she got hacked.
Do you regret taking those pictures?
Hell yeah. I mean, yes.
No, you don't.
You don't believe her?
No.
No, I've seen all kinds of places that say she got hacked, and she still puts photos up. She continued to put photos up.
She loves the attention. And if she was smart, she would use this just to go ahead and model. Yeah. She's got the body for it. You might as well.
But now she's 18. Okay.
She's 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Back in time, I would have listened to my parents, stayed off the internet, stayed off my phone, and only used it for emergencies.
Angie is not alone. A recent survey suggests
this is scaring the hell out of me because my daughter is this girl's age when she was doing this.
Yeah, but your daughter's not stupid.
Yeah, I know, but kids do stupid things all the time. Just for whatever reason, it just boggles my mind.
Girls has electronically sent or posted online
1 in 5
nude or semi-nude images.
Oh my
of
God.
themselves.
Nude or semi-nude?
I know people who still send out pictures.
No.
And after knowing everything that's happened to me, they still say it can't happen to me. It's not going to happen to me.
I don't know why I
Angie's
still do it.
Went viral. She's been stalked. Her home and daily whereabouts discussed and posted on porn websites and pedophile chat rooms. And those discussions include rape fantasies and other sick scenarios. Angie's father, Juan, has lived this nightmare too.
How did it feel that your daughter was essentially being traded in these porn sites for pedophiles?
It feels good.
It's funny because I thought Juan would sound Cuban or Hispanic, but he sounds Italian. He sounds like he's going to go make a pizza pie.
He's a Juan Verona.
Did you say it's a good?
It's good.
It's good. How does it feel to know that all these photos are out there of your daughter?
It's a good?
It's good. My wife, she got the trash body. My daughter, she's got it going on. She's got to do something about it.
I like it very much.
frightening. We're wary. We're vigilant.
You couldn't sound more normal.
Oh, bull ass. Get out of here, Juan.
Working with us.
Have you been worried about her physical safety?
Oh, you mean anal?
Jesus.
No, I want to go slower.
Oh, God. Jesus. Man, this would not be happening if Free Beer was here, but I do not want it to stop.
Concentrate on it. You always have that worry.
It was all too much. The family called the police, even the FBI, but there was little they could do. The pictures were not technically obscene because Angie was not naked in them.
Yeah.
Angie tried to fight her tormentors online.
She tried to fight. She tried to fight to get nude pictures on the internet.
Right. Why won't anyone put up my nude photos? Said she.
Only made things worse. The kids at school, as you might expect, were merciless.
Got boners.
Oh, man, maybe the girls were merciless.
The dudes were loving it.
Dudes never...
Yeah.
They started losing all the pigment in their skin because they were inside all the time.
Every kid's got chafed crank. Principal in the announcement was, yes, we seem to have an epidemic of chafed crank going around.
The kids mercifully fapped.
It's hard to study because all their genes sound like those really loud potato chip bags.
Story, and yet there's
Stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
so quick to judge and call me names.
Aww.
So mostly, I guess the name calling is the hardest to get over. And there was these mean girls too that would send the pictures. They even showed it to my teachers.
Yeah, they're jealous because they have their flat.
Yeah, because they're all
nice washboard boobs. You're not supposed to have ripped boobs.
Schools twice, and she has
all the other chicks' abs go up to their neck.
Yeah.
Now chosen to homeschool her final months of high school. She tried to run away. She started using drugs. She thought about killing herself.
I went through a lot of issues.
All right, we're running so late. We're going to watch the rest of this off the air and see if it's worth it to get back into it. But
yeah,
I doubt it.
It's getting to be a bummer now anyway.
Yeah, in fact, take that last part out. She did not use drugs. She did not have to leave school.
She only used the fun ones. That helped her enjoy sex more.
Okay, I'll finish. This story finishes with her saying, the school year was great. I enjoyed every bit of it. And
I can't wait to put up more pictures.
And I'm going clubbing later.
I'm happy as can be. And the moral to the story is, post those pictures ASAP, anybody who's thinking about it, and you will have a great life like me. That's what Angie Verona said. Oh, my God. I have no idea what we're doing next because my stomach hurts from laughing at you a-holes.
I don't know either.
So
Joe wasn't so inappropriate all the time.
Yeah, blame it on Joe. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Remember when Hot Wings said this?
Worked out today, all torso and abs. In between, went for a bag of topsoil and planted 6 flats of purple phlox in the front yard. Fell asleep on the toilet looking for links. I went to bed.
Even mundane things sound terrible and old in that voice.
It's your voice.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
It is Monday, Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. With no Free Beer. He is in Chicago and will be back. He's making his way back probably by now.
Yeah.
As he did the Bears-Lions game for Compass Radio Networks, Compass Media Networks.
Yes.
And do you know what's next for him? I mean, you'd think a guy, he's gotten so much busier with all this football stuff.
I don't think he has anything the next 2 weeks. That might be it until the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah.
I think. Because next weekend he'll be out of town, and then the weekend after that is Thanksgiving, which he may have a game that weekend, I guess, but I don't think he does.
How do you think the fans are going to be to Penn State when they go on the road? Like, let's say when they're at Camp Randall, when they're in Wisconsin.
Boy, I don't know. I guess it depends on how the fan base is of the school they go to, whether or not people will hold up signs or do anything. I mean, I think at this point they've pretty well done what they needed to do, except to actually get rid of McQuarrie, in my opinion. But
by the way, we didn't mention yet, but the guy that is the interim coach, he's been there for 30 years.
Yeah, he's got to go too. But
are you telling me that for 30 years... It's never crossed his mind that he's working with a pedophile? There's been never. I need to hear that in a press conference.
I would be truly shocked if everyone on that staff doesn't. I mean, come on. You telling me that this guy, McQuarrie, when he's a grad assistant 10 years ago, or however long ago that was, 8, he sees what goes on in the shower. He sees this kid getting raped. He tells Joe Paterno. You're telling me he tells no one? Well, obviously his dad knew.
His dad didn't say anything? No one
His
said
dad
anything
didn't say anything.
For however many years?
He didn't say anything to anybody else. He sees this guy doing what he thinks is one of the most heinous things he's ever seen. He was so bothered by it, he didn't even know how to react to it.
All the brass knew. They all needed to be fired, every one of them, and just start over. They needed to stop the football program immediately.
Yeah, you know what? At the very least, they should have sacked the entire coaching staff, or at least not let anyone coach who had been there longer than the last 3 years when the investigation got underway. Somebody who wasn't around, who maybe legitimately could have not known. But, I was talking to Freebeer on, I guess it was Friday morning or sometime, but he had heard an interview with Barry Switzer, very famous coach of Oklahoma and other teams.
Dallas Cowboys, too.
And he said, man, as a coach, I can tell you there's no way that everyone didn't know. That everyone didn't hear
Switzer's
those rumors. There's no way.
That. He's really gone out
because
on
you
a
know
limb.
Everything. That when you're in charge, you know everything that's going on. That's part of the reason they got rid of Paterno, because regardless of, even if he didn't know, other coaches have said, you get paid to know. That's why you are the head coach. You get paid to know those things, to know everything that's going on, to be in everyone's business. Obviously, Paterno did know and sat on it, basically. But those other guys, especially, dude that's been there 30 years, all those guys, of course those rumors go around. Please.
I was disgusted that they even played this game. And this is not over. I can't get enough of this story, Hot Wings. No. I can't. It's there's so much more that's going to come out. I know you've heard about it for a week, the audience, but this ain't over, man.
No.
You wait until this trial.
They're just starting the investigation, really heavily now into that charity.
And then there's the allegation, the rumors that charity was set up to pimp kids out for rich people. I've heard nothing more than that other than an unsubstantiated rumor. But, dude.
Well, it's not impossible.
No,
it's certainly not impossible. I don't know if that's why it was set up. Certainly, there's no doubt in my mind that he got involved early on so that he could scope
it's his
for
charity.
There's no
it's
doubt.
All his idea.
Yeah,
this is all his.
There's no doubt that he set it up because it was a good opportunity for him. Now, whether or not he was actually finding kids for other rich guys, I don't know if there's any truth to that rumor or not. But certainly he set it up, and a lot of people knew.
Steve, let me see this call screen in case anybody happens to give us a buzz on this. I know there's a few that actually do disagree with us. 1-800-947-3979. This clip, the mother of a Penn State victim talking on Good Morning America Friday. We did not get to this.
I want justice. I want him to be locked up. There's no help for somebody that does this. There's not like this. He needs to be put away. He needs to be put away for a long time.
She's disguising her voice, obviously.
Well, I think if he had any inclination of this, and he may have legally did what he needed to do, but there's got to be some morals there. And in my opinion, yes, I think that they all needed to be gone.
Yeah, I agree. They all need to go. And they probably will be. I doubt if this guy is going to be made head coach. That would be a huge blunder again.
No, I would have. Man, I'm telling you this.
So I imagine once this season is over, they should be looking already. I'm sure they'll bring in a new coach, and he'll bring in all of his people. They got to bring in somebody from the outside who has nothing to do with this charity, the current program, the long-term administration of that team. They've got to start over.
Some of the folks have been wanting to talk, and I don't know if we're going to get into it, but yeah, we do know that the prosecutor, he wants to be a Jimbo, though. It might have some substance to it. Let me give a little background on this. In 1998, victim number 1, they addressed it with Sandusky, and they actually cornered him. The cops eavesdropped. They've got footage of him, or not footage, eyewitness reports, because they eavesdropped of Sandusky saying, yeah, I did it. Well, the DA that was involved in that, first we heard that he's never been found.
Yeah.
And then we heard, that was all a myth. But no, it wasn't a myth. And Jimbo on line 1 wants to talk about that, actually listening in Nebraska. So, Jimbo, take it away, buddy.
Yeah, you need to speak about the judge. I actually used to live in the town where she's from. She sits on the board for an anti-pedophilia organization.
Okay.
Let him go. He's out of jail. Have you guys spoken about that at all? He's out. He got out of
You talking
jail.
about Sandusky?
Yeah.
Well, the judge said not a flight risk, and yes, did in fact let him go. So what are you getting at?
I mean, that's kind of, I think that falls into the normal procedures.
Focus on what you wanted, though. It says that you were going to talk about the prosecutor was murdered, correct?
Yeah, 2005.
Okay. Do you have anything new on that, or is it?
I'm just wondering why that's not being investigated.
Well, we don't know if it was murder. The prosecutor hasn't been. The person hasn't been found. We don't know what happened.
Okay.
That's as far as I knew.
Yep.
You were a disaster, by the way.
Yeah.
My God.
But thank you for listening online. So, right.
Let's see. We got another Jimbo on the line. This is Jimbo in New York. Jimbo, go ahead.
This is Jimbo.
Jimbo, pardon me.
Go ahead.
I've seen it.
Now, I've been following this somewhat closely on the news because I was sexually abused as a child. So what I'm upset about is why the news and the media keeps calling them alleged victims.
Well, because they have to be alleged until it's proven in a court of law that he is, in fact, guilty of the charges made against him.
You know what you can say, though? You can say the prosecution says, the DA says, the victims.
Why do they keep calling them victims? Personally, I feel that they're survivors. Victims, to me, sounds like they were murdered, and they're survivors. They survived this abuse.
True.
Well, that's true, and certainly from your perspective, that would be the case. But it is really semantics. I mean, they are still victims of a crime.
Yeah.
I mean,
they are still victims.
If something happens to somebody, you're a victim of that crime.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's really just semantics.
we got a phone call about a Jerry Sandusky betting pool about whether or not he's going to kill himself. That's what Nick is saying. We don't need to take that one. That's okay.
No, a lot of people are under that speculation that that's possible.
Oh, this guy is, talk about hopeless. Beyond belief.
I would think there's a better chance of his kids doing it than him. Could you imagine?
Dude.
One guy coaches for the Cleveland, he's an assistant coach of some sort for the Cleveland Browns.
Is that right?
Took a leave of absence.
Didn't know that.
I mean, yeah, he's got kids who all went to Penn State, who have normal jobs and normal lives, assuming that, like many people, that, I mean, they may have heard these rumors, or obviously they did, because they're in the family, but, I guess you'd be inclined to truly believe your own father who said, this is crazy.
Right.
So to actually know that this is happening, man, that would be tough.
No, it's not over, and we're going to hear more about it, and there's going to be a hell of a lot more that comes out on this. So, that's why it bugged the hell out of me when I kept hearing announcers on TV say, "Oh, the healing begins." No, there is no healing here.
No way.
There have been more victims that have come out. They're all being interviewed. There's been thousands and thousands of kids that have been given benefits from this charity that need to be spoken to. Mike, this is just the tip of the iceberg, man. You ain't seen nothing yet. Incredible story. Absolutely amazing. Heinous. All right. We've got What Hot Wings thinks that is on the way. Apparently, Ashton Kutcher did a tweet about this exact topic.
That's true, yes. Late last week. And didn't have a chance to talk about it, but...
Okay. And you have a commentary about this.
It wasn't the smartest thing to tweet.
And we're going to hit that in about 15 minutes. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Look
forward to that.
15 minutes.
How many more times do you think between the now and the end of the show, Steve, will we be taking a qualifier for the NASCAR Math Daytona trip?
What have we done? 3 so far? 3 or 2
At least
or 3?
3. At least 3.
We could probably do 2 more because I think that we only did 1 on Friday. We're supposed to do 3 a day.
All right, we're not going to do it right now. But just so you know, it's going to happen again, so you have to be ready to call for this incredible prize. But for now, we'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show.
Back to the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show.
All right, it's been big time in the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show. No free beer, not in today. He is had a late night last night in Chicago doing the Bears-Lions game. The ultimate Lions homer doing the Bears-Lions game. Makes for an interesting dynamic, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's trying to be objective. Apparently did a great job, a little too good of a job. And numerous times his calls were heard later in the day. They do like the so-and-so sports show NFL wrap-up at 9 o'clock, and they play a clip of the game. They would use free beer. They said, Greg Daniels on Compass Media Networks with the call. That's amazing. That's something.
That's pretty neat.
This dude is happening. What do you have going on, Extra Hot Wings? I got nothing.
Getting urinated on by my baby. That's about it. That's what I got going on. I don't have anything cool going on.
Damn.
Didn't get the diaper up fast enough.
Oh.
Crap. Oh, well. Thank God they don't pay him squat. Otherwise, he'd probably leave.
Boy, that's a mystery. I have no idea what they give him dollar-wise.
I don't either.
I have no clue. If they said $100 or $10,000, I would be like...
I would guess it's closer to 100 than 10,000. I'm guessing it's more than 100, but closer to 100 than 10,000.
Can't get too high, though, man. I don't want to. We're going to lose him.
No, man. That's.
Yeah, he better really start to suck or something.
Yeah.
I want him to do some serious word scrambles.
Yeah.
And then perhaps he won't do as many games, and we won't ever lose him.
Yeah.
But we're going to get to. In fact, Steve, roll it right now. Let's get a qualifier for the big Daytona trip.
White flag, one more lap to go.
Get up, Bucky.
Get this out of the way.
Here they go. Here he comes. Outside. Driving the race of his life. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line.
Will he come across the start-finish line? He's going to win the race. He's going to win it spinning.
He's got a good run on him. Here they come. Checker flag. Oh!
Burton will win it over Boyer.
All right. What a finish.
All right, now. Get the phone call at 31 in honor of Jeff Burton. The number is 1-800-947-3979. New intern Garrett, a.k.a. Chi 2, will take your call. And then next break, we'll announce your name as the next qualifier for NASCAR Math. And when we do play NASCAR Math, you may be the one to get the prize, which is an all-expenses-paid trip to the Daytona 500 with you and a guest and the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show and everything you could possibly imagine under the sun. You'll be in the infield, in an RV. Feel like jumping in your damn golf cart with somebody chauffeuring you around. Let's go into turn 1. I want to see what's happening in turn 1. Watch a few laps, buzz over to turn 2. I'm hungry. I want some steak and ribs and about 3 beers. And I need a set of binoculars. Let's go back to the RV, pick that up, hang out, maybe watch a few laps inside the air-conditioned RV, go up on top of the RV and watch it, panoramic-wise. Shoot over to turn 3.
Yeah.
In the see all the campers in turn 3.
At some point you can say, it's been about 10 minutes. I feel as though my every whim isn't being taken care of right this minute. I best go downstairs and demand something, and it will be given to me.
Yeah.
And there you will be.
So
it's pretty sweet.
You know what?
Great.
I have coming up for you. In addition, we just got a letter, and we don't get enough of these via email for Dr. Sex. Now, all of us on the show are not real doctors, but we're all really good at sex.
It's true.
Thus, the Dr. Sex program was born in the show. And occasionally we'll get an email, and we'll read that and kind of toss it around here with our opinions on it. And we got a listener, I almost said the name, because he said to me specifically, do not say the name, from a town in North Carolina who has something that he would like to get off of his chest, and he wants our opinion on it. So I said, you know what? This is a perfect time. We have a little bit of space left in the show. We will get an edition of Dr. Sex, but I wanted to tease that, Hot Wings. We're not going to do it till next segment.
Okay.
So I wanted to just throw it out there. We're going to do an edition of Dr. Sex. So doctors, get ready. Steve, you will be an honorary doctor. You haven't been a physician before on the show when Freebeer is here.
Yeah, I'm usually just an orderly or something.
Okay, but you have insight that I think can help this listener. But right now, Hot Wings, are you ready for this?
You better believe I am.
Let's do it, man.
All right, man.
Here's what Hot Wings thinks. Hot Wings. What Hot Wings thinks.
Zane, Joe, Steve, listeners. One good thing came out of the Penn State scandal, and that is the temporary self-suspension of Ashton Kutcher on Twitter after he tweeted about Joe Paterno without having any idea what was going on. Long-haired second-best sloppy second Charlie Sheen / sloppy second Bruce Willis tweeted, quote, "How do you fire Joe Pa?
Oh, boy.
Insult. No class. As a Hawkeye fan, I find it in poor taste." Ooh. Well, that isn't very smart. Ashton, feeling the burn, quickly deleted the post and claimed that he didn't have the full story on Penn State before he tweeted. How is that possible? It was the top headline on every newspaper in America for several days. This is what happens when a guy gets so many Twitter followers that he starts to believe his own hype. Why bother keeping up with news? You are the news. Everything you say is awesome. How do you fire Joe Pa? Good take, Cool Picks Pitchman. Especially since he and Demi are big into the anti-kid trafficking crusade.
Oh, that's right.
You know, they started a charity and their own website against the exploitation, slavery, and trafficking of children. But he didn't know that Joe Paterno and his firing had to do with a decades-long cover-up of pedophilia? Good one. Way to erase the preconceived notion that you're stupid at the core. How can you have your own foundation about child abuse and not know that the unrest at Penn State stems from child abuse? Anyway, after claiming he knew nothing of the sex scandal before posting his dumb tweet, he then wrote, quote, "A collection of over 8 million followers is not to be taken for granted. I feel responsible for delivering an informed opinion and not spreading gossip or rumors through my Twitter feed.
I see.
While I feel that running this feed myself gives me a closer relationship to my friends and fans, I've come to realize that it has grown into more than a fun tool to communicate with people."
Points for Ashton Kutcher's stupid voice.
Thank you.
Puberty voice.
While I continue to express myself through Twitter, I'm going to turn the management of the feed over to my team at Catalyst Media to ensure the quality of its content.
Oh,
wait. You need a management team to make sure you don't write something really stupid? A team? What a dope! I realize that it's tough to read news and form real opinions while you're busy learning all of the 2.5 Men penis jokes.
Yep.
But you need a whole team to help you out? Man, if that was me, I'd never admit that. What a stooge. Ooh, I don't know how to read. I don't know how to comprehend the easiest thing to comprehend since wet. Mm-hmm. I need help. Me stupid. I hate that guy, unless he lets us interview him. I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
Me stupid. That's your new opinion from Hot Wings. More of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is next. Here's something Hot Wings said.
I am a queer.
Oh,
man. I am a pussy. I am a little bitch. And I have woman-like hormones. I need help. Me stupid.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings show.
That's not fair. That was Ashton Kutcher.
Sex.
Okay. Time for Dr. Sex.
Dr. Sex making an appearance in the show. We're going to do this. And we also have What Have You Learned coming up. What's the matter, Steve? Oh, you just made a funny face.
Yeah, I don't have my What I Learned today yet.
Oh, there's still time for you.
So out of the habit.
Well, like I said, we got an email from a listener who wanted to call upon the services once again of Dr. Sex. Of course, none of us on this show are actual doctors, but we are all really good at sex.
I'd say we at least have honorary master's degrees in sex.
This person writes, first off, love the show. Second, this may not be interesting enough to read on the air. I think it is. But if it is, please don't include my name. She doesn't listen to the show, considering considering the local station was, well, stupid, but better safe than sorry. I'm not sure what this person means by that. Anyway,
okay, I don't know.
I recently started seeing someone who I don't find very attractive.
That was not a great time to take a huge swig of coffee.
I heard the echo of your cup there, Hot Wings.
Oh, boy.
I recently started seeing someone who I don't find very attractive. Man.
I've started seeing an ugly person.
Jeez.
Okay, all right.
She's got a great personality and a cute face.
Yeah.
But she's bigger than I'd like.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
She's short, 4'10", but heavier, I would guess, 150. She's small enough where I can lift her without much problem, though.
Do you often have to lift her?
I don't know why he would consider that.
I mean, I can easily lift my wife,
well,
but I rarely do. There's not much cause for me to lift my wife.
And he writes, meanwhile, I also know a cougar in her early 40s who's very interested in me. Being a cougar, she isn't after a relationship, just sex, as he says.
Yeah.
Anonymous then writes, my question is if you think it's possible to sustain a relationship with someone you aren't necessarily attracted to. I've always thought that looks draw you in, but the personality keeps you interested. In her case, the woman I'm seeing, her large boobs drew me in, and her personality makes being with her worthwhile. Boy.
Wow, you're not great.
But I don't know how long that'll last, given my general disinterest in her appearance and the attention I'm getting from a sex-crazed older woman. Should I say screw it and enjoy the cougar while she's interested? Dr. Howings, you've heard the information from our emailer. What do you think of all this?
I think you need to pick one.
Wow.
I think if you're not physically attracted to the girl you're with, do you either like her enough or don't? Do you like her enough to overlook the physical attraction part, or don't you?
What do you think about if he looks at it as maybe she's a fixer-upper? Maybe you're not so good-looking yourself.
Well, you know he's a troll. Of course he's a troll.
Why don't you two start like some workout plan? Maybe you could make her a spinner.
That's the thing. If she's got a pretty face and a great personality, that means the body can be fixed.
50
it's just,
pounds is not that much.
Do you have the balls, or don't you, to politely, now you got to go about this very, very carefully if you want her to lose the weight.
But you can't say it. You can't just come out and say it.
No. There's got to be a very creative way.
Let's go snowshoeing. Anything.
If you say
finger in that one,
you have to pretend, even if it's a lie, you have to pretend like you're not that great, you're not that happy with your own self-image, and that you want to start working out. And it would be great to have somebody that would do that with you, because you don't like the way you look, and you want to look better for this other person. And I don't know, find a way. You can't just come out and go, look, I like your personality, but God, your body is ugly. You can't do that.
You'll devastate the person.
You can't do it like that.
If you're a clever way to do it, it might work. I don't know for sure, but I haven't had to deal with this. But if that were me, I would say, okay, hey, and just start doing physical things. Let's say you go for a hike and you go for a bike ride. And let's say you do that for 2 or 3 weeks. You're constantly doing stuff, and then drop this one on her. How come you're losing all this weight and look fit as a fiddle, and I look like crap. Man, look at you. You look like $1 million. Anything. And then it'll start to go in her head like, oh man, this is working. This is sweet. And then she's going to all of a sudden take more of an interest in that instead of you just walking up to her and saying,
No, you are fat.
Yeah.
Dr. Steve, you haven't had to address this. What are your thoughts?
Well, the fact that he emailed made it seem like he wants an out, and he's just emailing in to see if it's okay. I think that if he really wanted to stay with her, then what you just suggested was a great idea.
Thank you, Dr. Steve.
But he doesn't want to be with her.
No, he's looking for an excuse in order. He likes her personality, and he likes going to the movies with her and hanging out and having dinner. But he wants the okay to go bang someone else.
She's
and we're not gonna give that to you.
Yeah, she's his friend,
right?
His buddy.
Yeah,
and they hang out and they watch football together. But he doesn't want to be with her. So
right,
you know what? On second thought. Yeah, you should cut ties with the woman that you said you're not attracted to.
Yeah.
She needs better than you.
And also you should look in the mirror very carefully.
You're ugly.
Because I'm guessing that you aren't much to look at.
You're a pig yourself. She deserves better than you.
Yeah.
So leave her alone immediately. Don't call her anymore. Dr. Joe, you haven't had to weigh in on this. Don't pull any punches. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel the same way. It's like, okay, you take this girl and just say, we're really good friends. Let's just, eat a couple of pizzas and watch football. Hang on. I'm going to go slam an old woman. I'll be right back.
You didn't let me down, Dr. Joe.
Well, it's...
Not at all.
Yeah.
Sex. Everybody. Sex. 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 Yeah.
Is there anything we don't know?
Steve, what do you think about the possibility of doing a few calls in addition to our own "What Have You Learned" segment today? Because, I had listeners talk to me in Nashville about how disappointed they were that the listeners, in fact, ruined What Have You Learned, with the exception of a few good callers. Seamus. Damn it. And who else? Chris in Traverse City.
Chris in Cadillac, yeah.
Have all been excellent at that.
Yeah, that's true.
But boy, I don't know. Caleb wants to talk about this situation with the woman, though. So what the hell? Let's try him. Let's go out to Maine. And Caleb, you're on the Free Bear and Hot Wings show. Hello.
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
What do you got on this? Can you be an honorary doctor?
Oh, I sure can. I just wanted to let you guys know, maybe he should hook up with a cougar and his girlfriend at the same time. Maybe he can make a fun date out of it. It could definitely work into his benefit.
That's no help.
He wants.
Yeah.
That is no
okay,
help.
Thank you, Pipe Dream. You're no doctor. Novice.
You're
sex novice.
Knew we shouldn't have taken that call.
No.
Knew we shouldn't have taken that call.
Yeah.
All right, 1-800-947-3979. Before we get to that, Steve, have we gotten 4?
I think we've gotten 4. Yeah, let's do one more, though.
Let's do one more, and I know, and we'll get to that. Let's do one more for Stock Car Math.
That's going to cause all kinds of problems if people are calling in for what they learned today.
Oh.
So we won't take callers on what I learned today. We'll just do a fifth qualifier right here for Stock Car Math.
Do it.
White flag, one more lap to go.
Get up off your feet. Here they go. Here he comes. Outside. Driving the race of his life. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line.
Will he come across the start-finish line? He's going to win the race. He's going to win it spinning.
He's got a good run on him. Here they come. Checker flag. Oh!
Burton will win it over Boyer.
All right. What a finish.
That's right. Freebeer will be so proud. We got 5 of these in today. 5. 1-800-947-3979. Get you qualified for that amazing prize package. We've already covered it 1 billion times. You know what it is. But yeah, I know you've wanted to get in on it. There's only one radio show giving away something as amazing as this. So you want to get in on it right now. Call 31 at 1-800-947-3979. Intern Chi 2, a.k.a. Garrett.
Chi 2. Well, every time you say that, I hear Cheeto.
Well, take your call, and then it could be you playing NASCAR math with us. No thanks again to high-profile Baptist pastor Joe Nelms for not returning Joe's call. We wanted him to bless Mocha's ass. And
we did.
And that did not happen. So, right now we will go around the room as we begin to wind down the Monday edition of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. Hot Wings, I ask you. No, I'm going to go over to Joe first. Joe,
okay.
What did you learn today, my friend?
I learned that questionnaires are for pussies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Steve, what did you learn today?
I learned that a 14-year-old girl in Miami wears the same hot lingerie as Joe's mom.
Damn, that's a good one.
Hot Wings, what did you learn today?
I learned that without free beer here to give out the phone number 5 times a minute, nobody knows how to call us for stock car math.
Oh. I learned this about Hot Wings with his own admission.
I am a queer.
Oh.
I am a pussy. I am a little bitch. And I have woman-like hormones. I need help. Me stupid. Yeah, I divulged a lot today. I need help. Me stupid.
All right. Tomorrow the Burn King is back in here. So it'll be a totally different vibe. One more prepared, no doubt. And that is something we can count on.
Yeah.
But we'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
97.9 GRD, Grand Rapids Rock Alternative, the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Some showers in the afternoon, high of 53. No matter how many times I've read that today, I still don't know what the weather's going to be like. It's about 44 downtown right now.
Who cares? It's chilly. Wear a jacket. It's November, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's your weather.
So apparently, here at Town Square, Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Great family of radio stations, including. But by the way, Jerry, did you hear? You know, you got a 95.7. You got the. I don't know if his mic's on.
Oh, there's a shock.
They're both on and up.
Let's try this one.
Oh, my God.
How about now?
No.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, come on.
Is there a set of buttons? Does it match exactly as the other ones that are on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, you may have to share.
I'm disappointed.
Come on. Are you serious?
Wow. Okay.
Jerry, I'm just going to let you soak in this.
Yeah.
I've been, you know what?
Yeah.
Just since you're the boss,
yeah.
I want you to. I actually am enjoying this.
Yeah, let's see how this goes.
So
this is how we. This is.
Yeah.
How many times have we been through this? All right. Well, you're gonna have to share a mic then.
All right.
Get over to where
JT.
Hot Wings is.
You can share mine. I got coffee breath, and that's what you're gonna get.
Well, so do I.
See. This is what happens.
Yep, this is what happens when we have guests in the studio.
This is we go through this every time. It's a huge bummer. But anyway, moving on. There was, first of all, I was just about to say, 95.7 today. I'm going to rat this out because I think it was ridiculous. There was an event for 95.7 over the weekend, a women's event, and you brought in one of the members of the Kid Craddock show.
Right.
Syndicated show. They're heard everywhere.
Right.
They came in. The young lady came in. What is her name again? Hot Wings. The lady that you mentioned her name.
Was it Kelly Raspberry?
That's who it was.
Yeah, we've met her years ago.
By the way, did she charge you a fee?
I do not recall.
Bet you she did.
I bet you she didn't.
Maybe not. Okay. Well, anyway, she came in and she went on there and she didn't. Apparently, I don't know. She went on the air and I was just hearing through the grapevine that she said some things that weren't so favorable about the event.
Oh.
On the damn show.
Oh.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
I know, you don't do that.
We don't. When we go to Memphis, we don't. And if something weird happens, we're not going to go out and rip on the Memphis station. We'd be screwed.
I know.
We'd get our asses we'd get our nuts in a ringer for that one, man.
Well, that's why.
Not okay.
I know, not at all.
She sucks.
Okay.
Just letting you know, I felt bad when I heard that.
Okay.
Second of all, there's a new radio station that who's the brainchild behind this one?
I've got a feeling it's going to be me no matter what happens.
Well, yeah. It's 1410 on the AM dial.
That's right. Yes.
It's
and
no
on
longer...
HD too. Don't forget about the
Yeah, I am going to forget about it because no one has a high HD radio nor cares.
No.
They do. There are 17 in this market. Damn you.
There are.
Yeah, they were all given away by us.
I know there's 17 in the market because we gave them away.
That's how we know the count.
HD radio, buy yours today.
It is quite clear.
It is.
Jerry.
It's crystal clear quality.
1410 AM has a new format.
That's right.
You guys,
We'll soon be launching a new format.
it's not yet on the air. What is on the air right now?
Right now, it's either going to be nothing or the Hispanic station will still be going. I don't. What time is it?
Okay. It's just after 10.
Yeah, 11. We're making a switch.
Or at 10. Oh, at 11.
Yeah.
At 11. Okay, so
there's going to be some guy listening to his favorite Hispanic station at 11.
Right.
And then you're going to axe it at 11 and switch to a new format.
Right.
What is the new format?
Well, I just came in to change a liner, but I guess we're going to do this. It's going to be the new funny 1410 AM.
So when
did you say funny 1410?
The new funny.
Ha funny 1410 AM.
Well,
we're already laughing. It's going to be so damn funny.
Will ha be included in the imaging? Ha.
Yes. We're gonna what we're gonna do is take Bob and Tom canned laughter and run that.
Okay. Okay. Now what kind of things can we expect on funny 1410?
But let me tell you, Hot Wings.
Oh, Steve.
Steve, you know the answer to this?
I can only assume that if there's going to be a, how sometimes
Steve attended a brainstorming session.
Okay.
Sometimes you're driving by the shoe hut and you see your favorite radio station broadcasting live. Mm-hmm. So I can only assume it will be somebody standing on a small stage and it'll be 2 hours of knock-knock jokes.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I see. It could be something like that.
Not funny, funny queer.
Ooh, you're going to have to steal a chicken from FGR because that fits. Well, it does. It's chicken.
Chickens are funny.
Is it funny because 11:05 a.m. will be the last time anyone listens to 1410?
I don't think anybody's listening to it right now.
Oh, that's not true.
Well, there's 3 Hispanic radio stations in Grand Rapids. The population, what is it, like 5% of the population is Hispanic. We don't need 3 Hispanic radio stations.
Okay, can I go and unplug my headphones right now and go on there and crack the mic and say, attention,
no, I'm
Mexicans.
Not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you do that.
This station is going to be killed in a matter of moments.
No, I'm not going to let you do that.
Please.
No.
Attention, not all.
No. That's not going to happen.
Okay, what is going to happen on Funny 1410?
Strategically, we could either be the 3rd Hispanic station in the market, or we could be the #1 funny comedy station.
So you're laughing because you know it's stupid. You're laughing how terrible this is.
So let us go in there. Let us go in there and go, Attenziano. Me llamo es 1410. And then they'll know that the new name is Funny 1410.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to let you do that.
So tell us about the programming lineup on 1410, because you know what? I have never heard of a comedy format on the radio.
24/7 of comedians. They're going to do bits.
Like stand-ups?
Yes. There'll be stand-up. There'll be, the old school. You'll have your Bill Cosby and you'll your...
That is funny.
So they just roll a comedy
on
clip?
chocolate cake. Yeah. I hope he does that.
Rodney Carrington will be doing bits. It'll be,
So basically it is the Bob and Tom show, because that's all they do.
Well, yeah. No, this is going to be more or less. No bit will last over like 2 minutes, and you're probably not going to hear the fake laughter.
All right. So are you going to now? Is there a morning show, or is it just that format?
Just the format. In? That's all we're going to do. It's just going to be, in hard economic times, guys.
Yeah.
Humor can help us do it.
So when you're feeling blue. Morning's got you down?
Yeah.
Got a case of the Mondays?
Yeah.
Funny 1410 is your prescription.
Yeah.
That is funny.
All right.
Here's what ails you.
I expect $8 in advertising revenue in the first year.
$7 more than they get now.
Actually, there are a few stations across the country that do have the format, and they do well. They do very well.
You think?
It's new. It's unique. It's crazy. It's feel good comedy.
I can't wait
24/7
till you're not here, and I am going to go there and turn on the microphone and make fun of every comic.
There are many, many good comedians. They probably won't be out there.
I am going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. In order to get you some listeners, because there will be none, at various points, and I won't say when you're still sleeping away in Rockstar Land, I am going to say, all right, guys, I am getting up, and I'm walking down the hall, and I'm going to go make fun of the comedian who is doing bits right now. And then I will turn the microphone and insult them and make rude comments about whoever is doing that. Are you down with that? Yes or no?
No, I do not want you to do that.
With translation, you want me to do that?
No, I do not want you to do that.
You'll mostly be okay, but if we hear Greg Hahn, it's going to happen.
Okay. So, again, 11 a.m. is the big switch for this new terrible radio station?
Yeah. I just came in to change a liner in the studio.
What does that mean? You change a liner to the layman?
Take an old liner
I know, but...
Put a new one in, and then I just wanted to go, and I wanted to announce that I'm going to be playing with Waylon at their gig in December at the Intersection.
Okay. You are?
Yeah, I'm going to step in and play a song. That's all I came in to tell you guys. I didn't...
Okay, December 11th?
Yes.
Is that the date of that?
Yes.
Joe,
wait a second. I want to know more about Funny 1410.
You have some questions?
I want to know what is the market you're going for?
Yeah, who are you targeting, JT?
8 to 80, Joe.
No,
anybody that can laugh.
Will there be a comedian that anyone under the age of 54 would listen to?
Yes.
Like someone on a list of funny comedians?
Yes, the roster of Jimmy Kimmel and all of them will be on there as well.
Jimmy Kimmel?
Who produces this disaster format?
Funny
our competition.
Have you?
Wait, what was that? This is a Cumulus joint, isn't it?
That was a crazy wheeze.
So radio sucks.
Have you done testing, like in a focus group?
Yes, we spent thousands of dollars.
Get out of
here! This is getting funny.
It's hilarious.
I am enjoying this a lot. We should replay this whole conversation once a day on Funny 1410.
This should be the first thing they hear every morning.
It will be the only thing on this stupid hodgepodge poor decision that will be funny. Oh my God. Oh, man. Are you going to have, Stu from Dr. Grins host a morning show?
Yes. We'll do all of that.
We will do all of that.
All right, JG.
We wanted to run Free Beer and Hot Wings on there, but
what the hell happened?
You're your big boss, your big syndicator company.
They said no?
Said hell no.
What did they?
What do you mean?
Do they think that was a bad idea to associate us with that?
That's outrageous.
We're trying to build a product
Joe,
here.
call them up and thank them.
Will the comedy be timeless, or are you going to tune in and hear, what's up with Rubik's Cubes?
What's the deal with this touch-tone phone?
Who's on first? Third base!
What? What's the deal with this new car, the Fiero? That thing looks stupid.
So my wife bought me a Corvair. I said, get out.
This sounded a lot better in the strategic meeting when we were putting it together than it does now.
Well, all right. Tell you what. I know we're taking up a lot of your time at ruining radio stations. I'm sure you want to get back to the next disaster.
That's exactly what I want to do.
And, well, yeah, we had heard that you wanted to, through the grapevine, that you wanted to talk about this mess. So here we are.
I had a little bit better. No, okay.
11. Now, what if people stop listening to GRD and listen to Funny 1410?
Well, I mean, it's, you're not going to. I don't know.
So,
You're not counting on that, are you?
No, say you come across a Tool song, you're not a big Tool fan, so you roll over there, you're ha-ha, hee-hee into...
Tool fans don't laugh. Oh, you're right, yeah. So I get
so that would make sense.
Well,
Yeah,
all right.
That was a good example.
Well, now it's going up against such big AM heavy hitters as 1440. Boy, what the hell happened there? Lee Vanamede's talking about his prostate.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh...
Don't forget that HD, too. Go get your HD2 radios or your HD radios and put those in your car.
What a sell that was.
And online.
Okay. All right.
Funny1410am.com.
Funny1410am.com. Everybody check it off, I guess, if you want. JT, thank you for joining us.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to add? I don't want to rush you off, make you feel like you didn't get to say something.
No, I'm good.
You feel like is this what you wanted? Are you comfortable?
No, this is not what I wanted.
He just wanted to change the liner.
I just wanted to come in here and tell you I was going to be playing with Wayland, and then...
Oh, we're sorry that we bushwhacked you.
I hope Wayland cancels you and doesn't play with you since you killed and ruined another radio station. Yeah. Way to go. Why don't you hire back Dave and Jerry? They're funny.
Wait.
Jerry can talk about all her odd jobs trying to make dough and ends meet since the whole gig dried up. That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I kid. Come on now. I'm just kidding. We love them.
Right.
All right. Let's get out of this mess.
All right.